Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's Canada is a nice place. I've been on many times to Ontario
Mm-hmm.
because I have relatives in Toronto, and there's a little place outside Toronto called Peterborough. That's
Yep, I know
where
it.
there's a place called Trent University. My uncle teaches there, so I go and visit there about once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Go and spend a week with my uncle and his wife.
Okay,
Very
that's
nice.
good. Okay,
Hello,
people coming
Ted.
up. Good morning, Ted.
Hello.
Hello,
How is it
Ted.
going?
How are you?
Good.
Bob.
Hi,
Bob.
Bob.
Fine.
That's good.
I
How
got
are
it.
you fine fellows?
Very good. Very good.
Fine fellows, where?
Oh, there's like 5 of them, 6 of them right here in a little Hollywood Squares thing in front of me.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Theodore.
Yeah, morning, Biker Bob.
Yeah. Morning,
And
Lou.
Biker Bob.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Well, Bob's like me. He's been riding motorcycles since he was 14.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's still
Yeah.
alive, so that's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I can
Well,
see.
I understand that where Gregory and Bob are in Riverside, it's supposed to be a great place if you are into vintage BMW motorcycles, because there's supposedly some Chinese American gentleman there who repairs and uh, sort of refurbishes vintage BMW motorcycles. That's
I'm
what my
not,
friend was telling me.
yeah, I'm not aware of this gentleman. There are a lot of people. Riverside's that funny place where a lot of people go. Gregory can back me up on this. When you don't want to live in LA or deal with LA, you go to Riverside or Palm Springs, the desert, it's all part of it. I don't know of this gentleman doing BMWs, and I'm very in tune with the motorcycle circuit, so I'll have to look him up. Do you know his name?
Well, I'll have to find out.
Yeah. We do. We're very lucky. We're kind of the Indian motorcycle capital of the world on accident. There's a lot of Indian motorcycle stuff around here. Um, there's uh, let me think of a few other. We also have the old Speedway Museum, which I don't know if it's still open, but boy, that was really cool because there was a Riverside Speedway. If you remember those old Herbie movies, Herbie would race in Riverside. Herbie wins
Yes.
Riverside. So that was real.
Like
My dad
53.
worked there when he was in high school. But other than that, Riverside's very big because there's a lot of working class, which I really enjoy. But we do have a nice small downtown. Riverside has 27 neighborhoods, so it's quite large, really. And actually, where Gregory works, that's the old Riverside Raceway. They turned it into a mall, and they were kind enough to put a library out there. Gregory's one of our illustrious librarians here, so in the town. Yeah,
Keepers of the word.
yeah. Oh, Monk, I got your feet. Thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoy all the how-tos. I never would have thought that you'd need an instructional manual, but it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I kind of, decided that if I had the ability to set up a how-to on how to install it, I probably should, because that'd be useful for, not only just, putting on new feet, but, people learning how to do it. So I also publish them on my website. So
Nice.
people who just, want to make their own feet or something and want to have instructions to put them in, have that opportunity.
Very good. I still need to put mine on,
Hello,
actually.
Lynn.
Lazy bones.
I know.
Ah, look at this fat animal.
There you go.
Hi.
Oh, it's a cap.
How are you, Lynn? I thought you weren't going to be joining us this week. You
Me?
couldn't stay away?
No, I have 2 more weeks. I just got my second.
Oh, okay. Okay, 2 more weeks. Okay.
Is it? But I figure while I've still got stuff to show you guys, I'll
Good, good. Yeah, you're always welcome, of course.
Yeah, Katie in Minneapolis gave me the Royal 10, so I've been spiffing it up.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very good.
I hear another cat.
Yeah. There are so many cats in the typewriter club. It's amazing. Matthew, how are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Yeah. And Bernardo, how are you?
Doing very well.
Excellent. I love the hat.
Ranger hat.
Finally got your letter, Gregory.
Oh, finally, my goodness. Wow, it took a while.
Yeah. So our California theory must be right.
I think so. I think so.
Got your zine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I really enjoyed your letter.
Excellent.
You-
It's been
You
so
gave-
long,
you
I
gave
don't
me
even
the-
remember what I said in it.
Well, you thanked me for the drawing. You talked about your Olympia Splendid 33.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gave me the idea to make a T-shirt out of the drawing I sent you. So I put it up on my Redbubble.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Definitely.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I have a couple of designs there, but then you were talking about it, and I said, "Oh, I could do that."
Yeah, definitely.
I'll share the link with you guys in a bit. I also got a letter from Angela, so I'll be
Nice.
responding to that soon. Yeah,
Very
very
nice.
nice. I have a few on the backlog.
Yeah. Oh, I have a huge backlog. Oh my
I
goodness.
need to get.
I'm only running, I think,
Yeah.
a few months behind now, though. So for a while there, I was running like 10 months behind. I felt so bad, but
Oh my!
life gets in the way, right? At least that's my excuse. Oh man. Let's see. And hello, Brandy. How are you?
I'm doing well, having a few
Good.
technical difficulties.
Oh. Oh. So I do have to say, or admit rather, that I didn't do the typing prompt. I have slept horribly the last couple nights, and I fully intended on doing it this morning, but I was worthless this morning. So yeah, so it didn't work out.
I went looking for it. I couldn't really find it. There was like a post where you said there was a new one each week, and then I didn't see a list.
Yeah, if you're on a computer, it's on the right-hand side. If you're on your phone, it's all the way down at the bottom. And this has been a common problem. So I think it's clearly a fault of the web design.
UX.
Yeah. So I'm going to put it in a more obvious place from now on. So
What were we supposed to think about?
let's see. This was.
With the typewriter in the passenger seat, I was on the road too.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, William. Yeah. So, and again, right now we're just doing the typing prompts, just like a first sentence to get you going on something, and you can take it wherever you want, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, poetry, whatever, or gobbledygook. Oh yeah. So, and I mean, honestly, I probably would have said on my way to Ted Monk's house or Joe's house or or even Bob's house, because I do have a typewriter that needs a little repair. So yeah.
Well, call me first. I have to shut down the automatic shotguns.
Oh my goodness. You need those these days, I tell you. My goodness. Whew. Crazy world.
You know, that reminds me, I made the comment a few weeks ago that Ted Monk was friends with me on Facebook. And then I was doing something on Facebook and it said Ted Monk request sent, meaning he hasn't approved it. But
I haven't approved friend in 3 years, I think.
Wow.
It was just a point of basically when I got on Facebook, literally 4 years ago, I think. It wasn't very long ago. I started accepting all the friend requests that I was getting, and I found anytime I'd log in, I'd get this feed of just depressing, horrible posts. Because, politics was big.
Yeah.
Because, people are going to people.
Yeah. And so I basically stopped accepting friend requests so I could have a nice, clean interface when I go in. And so that means whenever somebody posts something from their feed, I get content not available.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So that I guess that also saves me from seeing a bunch of stuff that.
Yeah. So your version of Facebook is book.
Yeah, pretty much. I only have the groups live, so I'll get posts from those, and I only pay attention to about 8 groups. So
okay.
I don't want to hear from my relatives. I don't want to hear from people from my high school. I don't want to. I don't care.
I think I was mentioning last week how I'm friends with all my classmates on Facebook. But I mean, these were people that didn't give me the time of day in high school, and they probably didn't even know I existed.
And they probably don't still. So
yeah, they do. Gregory's a librarian. They need information from him. He's a very
I know, huh?
He'd be more popular if he worked for the DMV, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, I'm a big fan of librarians myself.
Thank you.
I have a few friends that are librarians. It's a very important position in our society, in my humble opinion. We're very lucky.
I would second Bob's opinion.
Excellent.
About librarians. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone heard. I'll make that announcement. Austin Typewriters Inc. was kind enough to include me into their quadfecta of people, if you will. So we're going to start doing a lot more. You're so kind. Thank you, Mr. Monk. We're going to start doing a lot more in the way of podcasts for the reasons. So I think that's going to be exciting. It's going to enable us to have more content like that. And it's hard sometimes because a lot of people look at podcasts differently. I've learned with my own podcasts, as some of you may or may not know, I own a publishing company. I've published people's works as well as my own works, a book called American Roadrunner about how to race choppers cross country. So this is what I enjoy writing on. And so naturally I set up a podcast where, because I've shared my story of ventures on the road, other people could share theirs. And it worked out very well. And it didn't take long to occur to me that it's okay to put a lot of production into my show. It's just American Roadrunner Motorcycle Show. And it's a great way. It's no different than any social media. It's a great way to move information. And a lot of people who listen to podcasts are really, really into podcasts. As soon as I post a show, I can see the metadata. In the first hour, hundreds of people have listened to it. In the first 24 hours, thousands of people have listened to it. And it's very exciting to have that stage where people are purposely listening. And they're probably doing what I'm doing, where they're working away and they have a wire in their ear and they need something to listen to. So lucky for me, they listen to my show on how to ride motorcycles all over the place. So I'm really excited to get to hang out with the Austin Typewriter Inc. people. I've been there, hung out with them before. Obviously, I get to stay in contact and call them my friends. Boy, Everito, David, and I had a group conversation for about an hour yesterday, and then I ended up calling Everito back about something, and him and I talked for an hour and a half. So you got to be really careful how it all works out. But we'll be able to put out a lot more podcasts. We'll be able to, do a lot more in the way of the big thing was, merchandise, and how do we do merchandise, and how do you get the suppliers to supply the merchandise. And David and Everito just have great ideas on what to do for all of it. So I think Austin Typewriters Inc. is going to start doing exciting things. I've got my buddy Aaron in Los Angeles. We're going to start doing type-ins there this summer. He's right in the downtown art district of Los Angeles. And so that's going to be just a ton of fun.
Oh yeah.
We haven't got all the particulars figured out. We're not even sure what we're going to call it yet, but there's going to be a lot of stuff in downtown LA. It'll be in the evening time, but that'll be nice. We're thinking we're going to set up a shelf of museum typewriters, museum machines to show off. We're going to have we'll be able to come and buy and sell typewriters. People can set up booths to sell typewriters. We're going to, of course, have like the illustrious typing competitions. Those are always my favorite. And then a whole typewriter trying corner. Aaron, similar to myself, rebuilds, refurbishes, repairs machines, and then sells them out of his space. But he's running out of machines because they're going quite fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does well. He always has 30 or 40 on display.
Wow.
But yeah,
I've got machines. I've got so many machines.
well, come on over, Lynn. It's only Los Angeles. It's not too far.
LA.
So
Well, in 2 weeks it'll be clear, so we'll see.
yeah,
Load up
I
my
think
car.
I think you're right. Coming out of the pandemic, there's going to be a lot more exciting things. As we all know, people have done things differently, and it's hard to say, come to an event and touch something everyone else has touched, right? Which is why we shut down local typewriter club on a local level. Gregory and I used to hang out most Sunday nights and play with typewriters at a local coffee house, and we'd all sit around a big table and share each other's machines and all sorts of cootie infested activities. So we just had to learn that but I think we'll get back to that. And I'm very fortunate to do a lot of work with Aaron in LA. He is Typewriter Connection. He's on Instagram and Facebook as Typewriter Connection. So we're having a lot of fun. Anyways, thanks for coming to the Bob Show. Happy Sunday, everybody. How's everyone else?
We're enjoying listening to the Bob Show.
Yeah.
Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Hello,
William.
Emily.
Good morning.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Ted.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you ever so much for your lovely little letter.
Oh, thanks. It's short. I know, so short. I wish I had more to say, but I just do not have a very interesting life.
Oh.
And I really
I
like
got that.
like the graphic on the envelope.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
that?
I
Now
love
that
that
to
cute
me
little stamp.
is obviously an Imperial 3000, as far as I can tell. And as far as I can tell, is first cousin to this little puppy right here,
Yep. Yep.
Seiko.
an Imperial 201.
Yep. Those are nice little machines. I have a Royal Companion. I don't know why it's called a companion, but and it's baby blue. And then I also have the I think the Royal Mercury, infamous Royal Mercury that's tan. And I like those little, Joe Van Cleve is always talking about his favorite little Royal Mercury.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the silver Seikos, those are great little machines. So I found that stamp and I'm like, oh, I need that. That's so cool.
There you go. Yeah, basically the Royal Companions are the little brother of the Quiet Deluxe, right, Ted?
Well, the Companions were a completely different machine for a while, and then they became like the cheaper model of the Quiet Deluxe. And then, after that point, they just started slapping it on whatever model they thought was the, sort of lower end machine. But it just means it doesn't have it might not have tabs and might not have
supports.
So
basically a no frills typewriter, which
it's
I
kind of
enjoy.
a basic one, but it's the same machine. It works great.
Yeah.
Tough as nails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have two companions. One is, it looks like that silver Seiko, and then I have the one that looks like the QDL. and I picked it up at a thrift store, and I thought, I looked it up and I'm like, okay, this is one of those no frills machines, like really no frills. It doesn't even have, mine didn't even have the carriage release. It didn't even have a carriage release. So I thought, wow, this is like for a child. So they don't.
Sure it does.
No, it does. I was like, well, how could this not? This is so weird. It's just broken off. I had to like inspect it closely because
I say that's pretty bare bones.
Right.
Here, you get to type one line and never ever advance to the next one.
Yep.
Oh.
Of course, in my mind, the real no frills typewriter was a Remington Bantam.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No bell, no margin, no return lever.
It did have a left margin, but
okay. Wow.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you'd never be able to do a straight line unless it did.
Yeah, exactly.
My Royal Varsity 1939 is, as far as the Royals go, is very bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I kept looking at, I had to wait for it for a long time, and I kept looking at the picture going, I don't know what this is, because there's nothing, there's no controls, there's, because Royals have all those little switches in the front, right? And this had none of that. And I was like, what is this? Yeah. And then finally, when I got it, I figured it out. Thanks to Mr. Muntz. But yep.
Yeah, just no frills. Yep.
But pure experience.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember, Vitelio, have you been on here before?
Hi, no, I have not. This
okay,
is the first time.
okay.
Yeah, I have lurked in the shadows with recordings, but I have not joined.
Excellent. Well, welcome. Did you just want to tell us very briefly about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Vitelio. I'm originally from San Diego, California. I'm living in Vancouver, Washington. I just started collecting typewriters March 13th of this year.
Wow.
So it's been an interesting journey. If you'd asked me if I'd be sitting with a bunch of typewriter enthusiasts right now a month ago, I would have thought you were crazy, but here I am. So,
well, we are crazy, but
yeah. We're all crazy now.
Now you're crazy too.
Yeah, exactly.
One of us.
It's a good kind of crazy.
Yes, it's definitely captured me. That's for sure.
Excellent. So if you don't mind my asking, how many typewriters do you have?
I am now up to 12.
Oh my goodness.
I have 2 more on the way. Yeah. It's been quite an interesting journey. Yesterday I was with my wife driving around town, and I have never before went to an estate sale, and we probably hit like 3 or 4 just hunting for these machines. It's been kind of crazy. I've picked up the knack of fixing them pretty easy. So yeah, I mean, on the hunt, Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah, she's sick of it already, but I've expanded the shelf room in my garage, so I'm not done yet. Yeah.
Very good. Do you have a favorite?
I do. My favorite is my Olympia SM3, just because it's like mint condition, and it's like the first one I got that was really, really nice, right? So I was like, so that's definitely my favorite. I've always wanted a Latera 22, and I have one in the garage right now that was completely like shattered when I got it because someone dropped it or something, and I'm fixing it. I'm hoping that will turn into my favorite just based on everybody's reviews of them, but for now it's the SM3 for sure.
Yeah.
They're sticky machines.
Yeah. And what is it that drew you to typewriters? Like, do you have an intention, like what you want to do with them?
I don't. It's funny that you asked me that, because my pen pal asked me that, which I now have pen pals too, which is crazy.
There you go.
Asked me that a couple weeks ago. And I think in 2016 or 2015, I used to subscribe to GQ magazine, and some hipster in there, commented about how it feels to write on a typewriter is nothing like writing with a computer. And it kind of just captured me. And I've always remembered that. I just never, it was always in the back of my mind, but I've never committed to buying a typewriter. I didn't even know where to start, right? So this year, you know, with the pandemic and everything, I think everybody's kind of getting into those things that they never really thought they would or didn't have the time for, right? So I decided to buy one off of the guy on Antique Typewriter group on Facebook, Stephen Fulton, and here I am. So yeah,
Welcome.
It's definitely not a computer.
Very cool. Yeah.
And there is one thing about us typewriter collectors. It is an artistic, creative hobby as opposed to something destructive like drinking or smoking.
Right. Now, if you drink
I'm,
while typewriting, I don't know what that's called, but I tend to do that sometimes.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
gambling or playing the VLTs at a local bar.
Or politics.
Yeah.
I think it was Ernest Hemingway that said, "Write drunk and edit sober," wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Very likely.
Yeah.
That's right. My grandmother used to have a saying about that, like that. If you write a letter in anger, write it the one day, but don't send it till the next and read it the next day before you send
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Very good advice.
That's why all my typecasts are 3 or 4 days old, because I just got to sit there and let them stew for a while.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
I post mine hot off the press.
About 1 of 4 make it. So.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Anyhow, so yes, I'm a little bit better prepared this week. And Eric, your letter arrived put together, folded and sealed, so the letter itself became its own envelope.
Awesome.
The seal kind of broke.
Yeah.
When I opened it, but that is on lovely heavy paper, a nice address on it, everything else. So pretty neat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And yes, I have a letter in my typewriter being written on its way back to you. I'm on page 3 so far.
Awesome.
I don't know how many more pages I'll go, but it just, when I get typing, my mind just goes and the fingers just keep going and the thoughts flow through my arms to the keys and the paper. So yes, you will be getting a letter sometime in the not too distant future.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, lately I've been trying to keep mine to 1 page, just so that I can just get them out the door.
Mm-hmm.
I do make the margins very narrow and single line spacing, and I don't mess with some of the normal letter formatting, like putting the recipient's address. I feel like they know their address, so that's just wasting space.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep mine to 1 page too. I've been failing though. pretty hard, but like I don't know, I feel like there's something sort of elegant about the just the 1 page kind of like folded, the way I've been folding the letters into the envelope. There's something elegant about just being just a one self-contained piece, and that's the way Mike Roud does it, and that's where I learned about doing that is from him. So
wow,
yeah,
that's very cool.
He's in the group too.
Yes.
You also need to have heavy enough and sturdy enough paper to do that with.
Yeah.
If you try doing that with email paper, it'll just shred in the mail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, I ordered some HP LaserJet paper that I heard was supposed to be actually decent for fountain pens, but it's thinner, and I think I'm gonna try that for typing paper and see how that works, because I like to sign my letters in fountain pens, and I haven't had a problem with like the thicker parchment paper that I've been using, but if you want to send more than 2 pages, it's kind of tough to fold it that way.
Yeah.
Because this paper has to be at least 28, if not 32 pound paper.
I think it's only 24 actually, which is weird. Okay. This is what it is.
Oh, I've heard good things. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, parchment, that makes a difference. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
I've got that.
The HP paper that you got, is it the Premium 32?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the 28, but
Okay.
I heard that the 28 and the 32 are pretty comparable.
The 32 is wonderful. That's all I
Yeah.
use in my printer, and everyone gets pages that I printed out from my computer printer and wonders why they're so thick, but that's why.
And does it take fountain pen pretty well?
Wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome.
With the 32, when you buy it, the HP 32, look at the packet before you get it. If get the one which has the brightness level around 94%, the ones which say brightness level 98% or 96%, those tend to be somewhat little bit, it doesn't work too well with fountain pen.
Oh, that's good to know.
I already ordered it, so hopefully I ordered the right one.
Yeah.
I've noticed that too. I buy the 100 brightness. That one works well with fountain pens. If you go to like the 96, 90, 98, it doesn't work as well. So whatever it is that they're using to bleach the paper, if it gets it 100% white, then it's fine. But yeah, I've noticed that too. And that in between kind of, it doesn't work very well. You get some bleeding.
Right.
It looks like I got the 100 brightness.
Okay.
And I use medium and broad pens. So if you're using something smaller, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Now, although I've never been officially diagnosed, I almost have a feeling I may have a touch of what's called Erling's syndrome. And so I find reading black writing on really stark white paper gives me headache. So the Acru, the Ivory, the 87 bright works perfectly for me.
Excellent.
Either that, or if you're typing in white, use blue, brown, purple, ribbon or ink, but not black. It's just too stark.
Oh, interesting.
That's just me. Good morning, Data.
For my typewriter, I bought a ream of 5 different colors of paper. That's green. It's got goldenrod, blue, gray. That's what I use to type all my drafts and everything on. And that's a lot easier on your eyes, I think, too, than trying to type on a white page.
Yeah. I think the papers I have, I bought a bunch from paperandmore.com, and their text weight papers are actually on the very heavy side. They're called 80 pound, but they feel equivalent probably to 32 pound.
Basis weight has no relation to actual thickness.
Yeah. Which is kind of counterintuitive, but
it's based on what size the parent sheet is.
Yeah. But a lot of those fall in the like cream or ivory. That's naturally what I gravitate towards. I do have one that is bright white, and that's pretty nice. It's a bright white cotton, so I think that's what I've been using on the past few letters. Yeah, but yeah, they're super thick.
That's where sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's where I really like the metric way of weighing paper. It's just grams per square centimeter. That's grams per square meter. It doesn't matter what size the parent sheet is. It's just that weight per square meter. That's it. Across the board. Okay, Matthew, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
I was going to say on the exact opposite side of that, I think I just sent Eric a letter on onion paper that was super thin. Yeah, I think that I typed that one on my Hermes 3000, which is the only typewriter that I have that on that paper that the periods don't punch holes through the paper every time I type them.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed that it seemed to hold up pretty well to it. It's super thin. It's like almost like tracing paper, but it feels really luxurious because it's got like a texture on the side that you type on, but then the back is smooth.
Where do you what manufacturer is the Matthew? What manufacturer manufactures the onion skin?
I think that one is Japanese paper that I found on Amazon.
Okay. Okay. I'll look for that.
But the difficult thing with this one is that it's a lot wider than your average sheet of paper. It's not even an A4. It's
9 by 12.
it's 9 3/4 inches wide.
Okay.
So even on, some of the platens that are just a little bit wider, it's too wide to fit. So on my my Hermes 3000 has an extra wide platen on it, so I don't have an issue with that. But yeah, that one can definitely cause issues, and I also have difficulty finding envelopes that it'll fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all use A5 paper by chance? Like, do you have a brand of A5 that you buy, or do you cut your own?
I buy all my paper from Goodwill, so it's I get little stacks of A5, and sometimes I got some that's 12 by 12.
Yeah, most of the paper. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
most of the letters that I've gotten from all the other type pals have been A5, except for the one that Matthew just had sent me recently. I think that was larger, and then there was this one that I'd gotten from Bob that was like almost like a scroll, where I unfolded it and I was expecting there to be more than one page, but it just kept going. So
that's always fun.
I
I have
Clairefontaine Rhodia for A5.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I always have to buy my paper that works for fountain pens too, because I could be writing on it or I could be typing on it. So I try to get as much multi-purpose paper as I can to get more use out of it, so that I don't have an even larger paper store in my tiny apartment.
yeah, I just bought some clear, just like plain Rhodia A5 paper, just for fountain pen use. But I'm curious to see if you can type on it, because I haven't tried that yet. Has anybody tried that with Rhodia paper or Clairefontaine or anything?
I just got a little tablet specifically. I may regret it, but I'm planning on writing a couple letters with a fountain pen, and I have horrible penmanship. But I got this really nice little tablet of Rhodia paper, and it's a premium one, so it's like I don't know that and I feel bad saying it, but I don't know that I want to waste it on a typewriter.
Yeah. I have a Clairefontaine Triumph letter writing paper that I haven't tried in the typewriter. I wouldn't feel as bad with just like a Rhodia like paper, just like their regular notebooks like this. And actually I kind of like this paper better than the Clairefontaine paper. I don't know what it is, but I just like the way it feels. Like it feels smoother, but I know it's not. But for whatever reason, I just feel like there's less feedback for me on it. Like it almost, like writing on Clairefontaine or even the Rhodia journal books, there's just something where it just feels like not a drag, but it's hard to describe. Like the paper almost feels, I don't know,
like not smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't describe it.
Not smooth, but smooth. Like it's smooth, but it's not smooth at the same time. I know exactly what you mean. So Clairefontaine and Rhodia are actually the same company, and it's supposed to be the exact same paper, but I swear it's not. Like I only buy Rhodia because I don't like how the Clairefontaine feels.
Yeah, like I like the 80 GSM paper that comes in like the notebooks, but their journals have the 90 GSM I think ivory brushed vellum paper, and it's smooth, but it's almost like it's so unabsorbent that it almost feels like you're not writing on it. like you're just it almost feels like your pen doesn't have ink, and you're just kind of Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
not really gliding. I don't know. It's weird. Like it works fine. Like it looks great, and the quality of the paper is really nice. But just for whatever reason, I like the cheaper paper.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were talking about, oh, here it is. I was looking for it. So Rhodia also makes these color notebooks that are purple and orange. So if you don't like writing on white paper, you might not be able to see it, but it's like a cream color
Yeah.
instead.
That's the one I have. That's the
Yeah.
one
I got a
have.
little yellow
Yeah.
one, which looks white now, but
So most of the other ones are bright white, but if you have an aversion to that, they do make a Rhodia ivory paper too.
Yes, yes.
It's not easy to find. Fortunately, in New York, we've got stores all over the place and little nooks and crannies that have things that are 30 and 40 and 50 years old. And
Yeah.
yeah, I went on an adventure to find an address book. It was fountain pen friendly. And I got one that was made 60 years ago from a little stationery store off the side that just had paper stacked up with dust covered on it and everything else. So
Wow. Yeah. Unfortunately, here we have very few, or actually pretty much no stationery stores. Probably in LA there would be some, but that's not exactly close. So that's a little disappointing. But
Have you been over to Allied lately, Gregory? Like Allied Stationery, or maybe the art store downtown on 9th? I haven't been there, so.
Where is Allied?
Allied is next to the Pond Street Bakery, which is conveniently located on Brockton there, in the Brockton Arcade. Sorry, right. It's on Brockton, and it's across the street from Pets for Elliott's, the old ski and sport.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, and they've got an art store just a few doors down as well. Yeah, we should take a trip over there, see if they have anything good. That'd be fun.
I think I had thought that they went out of business.
Yeah. No, Allied is they're still there. They just moved to a smaller location, catty corner from where they were.
I'll have to tell my wife. We both just assumed that they went out of business. She used to buy all of her pens there.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. My buddy Carlos, well, I was in a group with Carlos 20 years ago, like a Friday morning meeting business group. He's the one who owns Allied, but yeah, no, I need to hop by sometime. That, and then 3 or 4 doors up from him is an actual like art supply store. So whatever.
Oh, okay.
Riverside stuff. But yeah, we should take a venture sometime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's that, Eric?
I was gonna say there's a place. I think they're a retail chain, but there's a place in the city nearby where I live, about 10 miles from me, called the Paper Store, which, as far as I've been able to gather, doesn't actually sell paper. it's like a tchotchke shop. Like they just sell like weird gifts and kind of like a Hallmark, but without the cards.
Oh,
paper. It was really strange. Like I was looking for stationery stores, and I went there, and I was really disappointed.
I bet.
is that Paper Source?
Yeah,
I did the same thing. It's here in New York too, and so disappointing.
I walked in, I looked around, and I was like, nope.
I
Sue
think
for misrepresentation.
Right. In New York, I think there are a couple of Japanese stores, I can't pronounce the name, Japanese stationery stores. I must go there when I visit New York City the next time and see if I can buy some good paper from them.
Yeah.
Like a Daiso?
One at Bryant Park. And you go in and you have to go down in the basement. And it's full of all kinds of paper. They really do better on like pen stationery kind of things. They have like an entire wall full of pencils and markers and gel pens and anything you could possibly imagine, ranging from like a 0.2 thickness all the way up to like a 1.3, and they'll have like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, 1.0, 1.3 of every model of every pen. It's glorious.
Wow.
Sounds like Joe needs to do a office supply junkie field trip.
Yeah, definitely.
It's wonderful.
Just changing the subject slightly to pencils. How is the hardness of a pencil graded over here? Like in England, we have B, HB, 2B, 3B.
Yep.
Same. We do the same
We
here.
have the same.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay, so said Hamlet to Ophelia, "I'll draw a sketch of thee. What kind of pencil shall I use? 2B or not 2B?"
That was very good, William.
I didn't see that coming.
Spike Milligan. That was Spike Milligan.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
that's
very
good.
good.
Well, I since I didn't do my typing prompt, I have some show and tell, so I shall go ahead and do that real quick.
Sure.
Let's see, where am I at this one? All right. So this first one, I was pretty excited. A couple days ago, I did my first real thrifting that I've done in over a year, and it was glorious. Even though I didn't find much, I certainly didn't find any typewriters. You rarely find typewriters at thrift stores in Riverside, which is unfortunate. But I did find this. I was like, oh, that's a nice case.
Binder.
And I opened it.
Ooh.
Did it have pens in it?
It's loaded with about 45 pens and a few highlighters. So basically, let me show
Like
you
$5
the
bucks?
Pens too?
It was $7.99 actually.
Mm-hmm.
And the pens work. And I don't know if you can make out the logo. There we go. It's Escribe, and it's there we go. It has the French flag. So I think what this was that company was one of these promotional pen manufacturers, and this was the salesman's case because you have all the samples in there. Like every single one is different. So now, of course, I didn't buy this for the pens. But I am going to store my pens in it. The loops are a little on the small side, so some fountain pens might have difficulty fitting there. But most of my fountain pens are actually not very thick. So yeah, but it's all like brand new. I mean, it still has the plastic on it and everything.
Yeah. What's that? The big one that was in there, the big round thing.
This,
yeah.
It was kind of funny because that one fell out of the case, and I was like, well, I think this goes with it because it has the same logo on it. So it's very interesting because it's intended to stand up. Any guesses what it is?
Highlighter?
Highlighter.
Yeah. It's a highlighter. But I thought that stand is ingenious.
Yeah. I feel like if I had that on my desk, I would be playing with it all day.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very heavy, actually. The bottom part is very heavy. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I made sure to put it back in the case so it would be included. Yeah, so I was thrilled about that. $7.99 just for the case would be worth it.
Yeah, because the fountain pen cases like that, they sell for about $40-50 each.
Yeah, there you go.
I just got one actually, and that's what mine cost. I think it was $55. It's really nice though. It's leather.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
this is definitely not leather, but very nice. Yeah, excellent.
Well, this is my.
Good find.
Let me see it. This is my case. This is the case I carry around in my backpack and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
I don't have a big thing like Eric's.
Yeah.
This is turning into the pen channel.
I know, it really is.
If we're sharing pen cases, I got this one. This one's cheap off Amazon, but here's mine.
Yep.
I got a few of those too. Just the smaller ones.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Those
have.
are
I'm not
cool.
using them
And
now.
then this is the one that I carry with me when I go places.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, I think I have the same one.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And they're
Wow.
cheap off Amazon, but they work.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to use books to, or you're supposed to use pens to write books, not use books to hold your pens.
Earlier on, Eric was making mention of the number of cat owners amongst his typewriter people. Has anybody ever read the book, The Silent Meow?
No.
Okay. It was written back in the 70s. It was about a cat who figured out how to type on a electric typewriter, but of course with having pause, couldn't always hit just one key at a time. And she wrote her memoirs of when she was a kitten,
Oh.
I think.
Wow.
Anyhow,
All right.
morning curry.
Yes. good
Morning curry, how goes?
I'm not alone. I've got this one poking around in my Remington 11 trying to figure out what these typewriters do.
Oh,
I see that.
Curious. Yes.
it's the typewriting cat.
That's so cute.
Curry, did my letter get to you?
Oh, yes, it did.
Good.
I want to say last week. I think.
Okay, good.
So yes, a multi-page. And I
Not
think
quite a
then
tome,
you
but
had, before you sent it off, you wrote one more page, so it was quite a few pages.
yeah.
Yes, thank you for that. And then this week I got a letter from Eric. You guys were chatting at the beginning there, so yeah, it was one of those all-in-one folded up. And put the seal on it. So
yes.
Thank you, Eric. And we're sort of being bad influences on each other, I think, about the pen stuff, because I had sent him my letter with this ink that's got a sheen to it, and then he said he ran out and bought some, but
I didn't run out and buy it. It just I had it sitting around, but I wasn't using it. So yeah, Organic Studios.
Ah.
Oh, he's muted.
Which one?
Oh.
You muted yourself, Curry.
No, I think the cat.
Oh.
The cat anyway, even if it wasn't my fault. So yeah. And then my wife and I, we went on a bit of an adventure this week. We Gregory, you were mentioning about thrifting. Well, that's not an option for us here in Ontario at the moment, where the numbers are skyrocketing.
Serious lockdown, yes.
So we've got this stay-at-home order, and we can't go to our usual antique malls and stuff like that at the moment. We still have Facebook Marketplace, so I'd found a typewriter on Marketplace, and my wife and I were going out maybe 10, 12 kilometers from our house on Thursday. We were going to go pick it up, and we're heading out the highway towards where we have to go, and I see in my rearview mirror this white car like racing up the gravel shoulder of this sort of a two-lane divided, it's two-lane, not divided by that point, highway, and this car is whipping up the right shoulder, and I'm like telling my wife, like, hold on, I'm sure this car is going to hit us. So as you get onto the shoulder, it's not easiest to control your car. So sure enough, this car starts fishtailing, and it must have come within a couple of feet of the back end of our car before the car hit the ditch. My wife said it rolled a couple of times, flipped in the ditch, and then came to rest. But it was I'm just sort of concentrating on not getting hit and then pulling off to the side after we realized that the car flipped. So it's like something out of a movie, it's like watching a movie, like and it all sort of happens in slow motion. You're like, wow, what is this that's actually happening? But it was white Hyundai Elantra or something, and the lady and her dog both walked away from it. And but they, other witnesses, so we pulled over, and the other witnesses were saying that, like 4 or 5 kilometers back, she was already at that speed. And she said that it was her gas pedal was stuck, but I don't believe that, because she wasn't making any effort to try and slow the vehicle. So yeah, we don't know the whole story, but that took 2 hours out of our little drive to go and pick up this typewriter. We're like, really? We're never going that stretch of road again. But anyway, so what I managed to finally get there and pick it up, it's this the Urania Piccola.
Ooh. Oh, cool.
Put on the one screen there. So
That's unusual.
Not the greatest specimen of some that I've seen online that have, like, they're supposed to be like gold decals here and here, and then also some lettering along the front. You can still make out the Urania Piccola on the back here. But other than that, and other than missing the ribbon spools, it's in good shape and everything works. So nice chrome and glass keys there. So did a bit of cleanup on that, but it only came on the base, which is pretty much shot. So I think it's just going to get some new rubber feet and be a no, it doesn't have the lid for the case or anything anyway. So I think it's just going to be a standalone machine from there on. But yeah, that was sort of one thing I wanted to ask people was, like, if you come across a machine that's in this type of condition, how much effort do you put into restoring it? I mean, there's some of the paint is coming off of the space bar, but when it's at sort of this stage, is it worth trying to get the decals all back on it, or touching up the missing black paint on the space bar, things like that? Or is it kind of a matter of your own individual preferences as far as how far you take it? Do you kind of just get it functioning and you're happy with it, or are those of you out there that no, I got to get it back to its fully original state? Because, like I say, there's no case with it, so I don't think there's really much point in trying to get it back to its original condition. So I just thought I'd put that out there.
I'd at least put a return lever on it.
Yeah. Return lever is on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That was also
camera's reversed. Okay.
It's a pull one, not a push one. So yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I had
that question out there for the group as I'm sure there's probably all ends of the spectrum as far as how far do you go with these things.
Yeah, my philosophy is if it works, the cosmetics don't matter to me. So I consider it like part of the typewriter's story. If it's missing anything or paint rubbed off or even little dents or anything like that, is part of the typewriter's story and it doesn't bother me in the least. I just want it to work.
It's all honest wear, is what I call it.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I just want it to work. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. As long as it types up my little stories for me, I'm good.
Yeah. Hi, Natasha.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Good.
Yeah, it does work. It says these were made in Germany, in Dresden, Germany. But it's actually an English keyboard, but it does have a couple of the German symbols like the umlaut and
critics,
few accent keys, and there's actually one dead accent key for the French accent grave and circumflex, and not bad for $25, but it just took us longer to go and pick it up than we had anticipated. So
yeah,
adventure,
just glad that
excitement.
car didn't hit us and everybody was okay, and yeah.
That story is always going to be connected with that typewriter.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing how many people don't think to just turn off the ignition key.
Or put it in neutral.
When I went through driver training, they just said like slam it into park. Right, if you or you've got your emergency brake as well. That you know, I'm not sure some of these more modern vehicles how sometimes it's just a little switch or whatever, but you should be able to pull the emergency brake or shut the car off. So that's why we're thinking like there's probably more to the story than that. We I don't know that we'll ever find out whether, but obviously nowadays with COVID and everything and people having issues with drugs and whatnot, that's kind of what we're sort of suspecting. And there was one nurse that pulled over and attended on the scene, and she sort of was alluding to the same thing, that probably got something to do with it, because for that kind of behavior. But that was a weird one.
And hopefully they take
to that. If you know the author Malcolm Gladwell, he actually
yes, Canadian.
He has a podcast.
Okay.
And he does an entire episode about the stuck accelerator pedals. It's a really good episode. I won't spoil anything, but it's definitely worth a listen. It's a really good episode.
Interesting.
Okay.
And for anyone who doesn't want to listen to it, if you have one of the newer cars that has the button, if you push the button and hold it for 3 seconds, it will override the fact that the car knows that it's on and you're in drive and shut the car off anyway.
Interesting.
Which button is that?
If you have like a start-stop button on your car.
Okay.
Oh.
Obviously, you can't turn the key off, but if you push that and hold it down, it'll override and shut the car off.
Okay.
The same as holding a power button on your computer for 5 seconds. You just killed it.
Yep.
Yeah. We have a Chevy Volt. So it's sort of around the time that they were starting to come out with all the push button cars. So when we had our original first generation one in 2012, and one time, and it always happens when I'm not home that there would be an issue with the car.
No.
But my wife the car wouldn't switch off. No matter how much she tried pushing the on-off button and everything. And then a friend of ours who is a bit more experienced with them said, just push it and hold it. And then everything eventually just shut down, and because they're all just these big computers now, right? So
that's crazy.
I would think that the actual key ignition would be probably safer. And if you need to turn the car off when you're going fast on the highway, you probably don't have time to wait 3 seconds for the car to shut off.
3 seconds, the longest 3 seconds of my life.
You'd also think they'd put a label above the button that says "push for 3 seconds to turn off."
Exactly. It's a hidden feature. All right, so I do have a little more show and tell here. Let's see here. All right, so I bought a new typewriter, not a typewriter, but a typewriter.
So,
yes.
Yep.
And this is the deluxe one, or executive 3-inch typewriter. So it has an all metal body.
Oh, chrome, yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, it is.
And you have the interchangeable. I don't know if they're interchangeable on all.
No, they're not.
All dynamos. This one has an interchangeable one. It came with 3 different ones. One you can write vertically, and then the other is supposed to be a different font, but it looks like it's just a different size to me. So very thrilled about this. I bought some. It came with some of the film, but I did buy some extra on Amazon, and I've actually been using this in pen pal letters. So
There it is. I got mine.
Cool.
Oh, excellent.
We had one of those back in the 1970s.
Yeah. I had never seen a chrome one, and I was just looking for one of these, and this came up, and I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty." Yeah, so I love that thing. And then the yeah.
Oh yeah.
Skyrider.
What do you think?
Skyrider or a Zephyr?
Skyrider, yes.
And what do you think?
Well, I do love it. I had tried Bob Marshall's, and so I knew what the feel was like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Looks good.
So it looks good, and I would say that it works well, but I discovered that the feed roll art on it has a flat spot.
Oh.
So it doesn't consistently feed the paper. So I'm going to see if my friend Bob Marshall can replace that for me.
Well, being that it's Bob's fault that you wanted a Skyrider in the first place, I think it's only fair Bob helps you fix that.
I know, right?
There's only one machine that'll keep up with me on my choppers because they've got no shocks, and that's my Skyrider. It's never fallen apart. I've had a Royal fall apart. I've had a another one. Anyways, the Smith Corona Skyrider keeps up with me on my rigid motorcycles, so that's why I enjoy it so much. Those things can really take a beating and keep going. No, I think you've done really well, Gregory. I look forward to having it on my bench, man.
Yeah, yeah. And it has this cute little baby carriage return.
Aww.
So I'm guessing that is a 2Y series.
Let's see.
Before they went to the 3, it was white keys. Yeah, it's probably a 2.
The far left, the far right end of the carriage on the frame just below the platen knob.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, push the carriage in and look in there with a flashlight.
Ah, yeah, there it is. 2Y, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me forever to find the serial number on this thing. I was looking all over the place, but yeah.
Isn't it fun? Looking for serial numbers, such a blast.
It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
Every one is different.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man.
I feel so accomplished when I can find it.
I know, right?
Hey, Sean.
Yo.
You won something yesterday.
Huh? Sorry, you broke up.
Oh, I heard you won something yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
I become that
I heard
nerd.
you won something yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know what. I just like guessing typewriters when I see weird pictures of them online.
So you don't know what you won?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember paying attention to the rules. It was just like, what typewriter is this? And it was a really weird artsy underneath up through the keys, sort of slightly angled picture. And of course, right away that gets me excited, and oh my god, what to do? And then I guessed, and I won. But yeah, I don't know what it was for.
A surprise!
Swag package. You want a swag package?
Oh, cool. Well, I'll get it sent to Bob. Bob can assess it and then send it on with a typewriter, maybe.
There you go. That's great. I just thought it was great. Good for you.
Yeah, thanks. I really want a Remy Scout now for some reason.
Huh.
Yeah, I've got that same Remy Scout, only mine has a sticker on it. Gregory will appreciate it. Mine has a sticker on it that says Stockwell and Benny, San Bernardino typewriter repair shop. It's the old Stockwell and Benny that they had out in Purdue and they stuck their sticker under the key. When you fold them up, you see the sticker on the plate. It's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
I need to get going. Yeah, those are some neat machines. They're just a slower machine too, which is fun. Sometimes it's nice to just plunk away on a slower machine as needed.
Well, you got to admire a machine that doesn't feel like it needs any sort of protection for its keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob Goose.
Yeah.
And some feedback there.
Monk.
Well, good score on the Skyrider, Gregory.
Very loud.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I'll turn my microphone off.
I like typing sounds here.
Yeah. I like Ted's photojournalist look though too.
I know, huh?
He need a camera hanging around his neck. And we know he's got a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
if we're talking restoration for a minute,
Yeah, sure.
I got this Royal 10. Woman I'm working with in Minneapolis to try and market all these units that I don't have any market for where I live. She had given me a Royal 10 to fix, and it really wasn't operable. All sorts of stuff was bent underneath. And last week she was going to polish it up, and then she just decided to give it to me. So this past week I've been polishing, and it's
never ending.
I know. It seems
well,
like, it
that's
seems
the
like you're
thing.
out
This
polishing.
Richard
She's
Richard
beautiful.
Pole,
She is beautiful.
Yeah.
who makes some pretty shiny units, said, well, use this wax, and when the brown doesn't come off. And I almost made a video. I don't make videos, but I almost made a video of me sitting there for like 3 hours over the same little square, and it always comes up brown, I mean, it's like never ending.
Yep.
But it's looking pretty snappy. These were painted black. I don't know.
Oh yeah, right.
Somebody got it into their head, so I took all that off, and that's
good.
It's really, really pretty.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good job.
So that's what I've been working on this week mostly, but it types really good. Let's see.
Oh, very nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And
Yeah,
12 CPI too, which is nice.
Well, yeah, some people like it. It's hard to keep, I experimented with a couple different ribbons, because ribbons really act differently with different typefaces, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
But that one worked pretty well.
Very good. Great job on that.
But I gotta say, his technique, I mean, his stuff is really bright and shiny and, lovely, but it doesn't seem very practical. It's like, until the cows come home.
Yeah. Oh.
Anybody else have good ways of polishing up old black shininess?
Just what you're doing, unfortunately. For me, Lynn, same thing. It's that brown just never seems to come off. Like, oh my God. And it's funny you mentioned that, because my typing prompt sort of deals with that too. But anyway, we'll save that for later.
Wow, what a good segue.
I see Ted playing with a camera. I think he's
good.
Our official photographer now.
Speaking of repairs and maintenance, I don't know if anybody remembers, about 3 weeks ago, I was showing a Remington Envoy that I've been tasked to clean up and service, and the leather handle on the case was just about done. There's a local saddle maker, lives just in the next town north of me. And I asked him if he would use that old carry handle as a pattern and make a new one. So there's brand new leather handle for the Remington typewriter carry cases, and he figures that they're about $20 each is what he would be willing to sell them at, if anybody is interested in them.
Which typewriter? The Remington?
The Remington, all the Remingtons, small ones. I didn't have a case here that have the two brass square loops either side or either end of where the handle goes. The brass loops go over the end, then the handle lifts up to carry it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta bend those out the back on the inside of the case to get those little brass loops out, and then put it in, and then reattach them and rebend them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it did. But I mean, if the original handle lasted 70 plus years, the next handle should last as long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at all mine, and every one of them is missing a handle. So,
Yeah.
Well, I say he kept the old one as a pattern. And he said, if I need any more, just give him a call, shoot him a text, and he'll stitch some together next time he's making some harness work.
Nice. And of course, I replaced some of my typewriter handles with paracord, but you can't do that with that style of connection. I believe you have to have the loops.
Yeah.
So, if that it makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great option you have there, and it's good that you have a connection now for typewriter handles. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at my Remington case to see if it was like that, but it's not. Yeah.
Oh.
I was just looking. I was like, "Oh, that's not. No." Like I want it.
I think all of us looked over at our typewriters when.
If you do, just give me a minute, I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. Hey, whenever y'all get to me, I got some new additions, but I don't want to steal any time.
Well,
Oh no, hey, go for it.
No, okay. Well, I got to stop this. But yeah, I got an Olivetti. Now,
44.
yeah,
Nice.
I used her last night for our writing prompt.
Very good.
Very sturdy, super. I mean, I love this thing. She might end up being my new favorite. My Royal Ten's gonna get jealous. Okay, and I got my Hermes in. I was worried about her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
2000 because she took so long coming through shipping, but she came out nice and she is so sturdy. Jeez, I love this thing. It's a 2000.
Wow,
It's smaller
beautiful.
than I thought it would be, though. It's smaller.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very dense machine.
Yeah. And then I got something from my year of birth again. Whoever's out there doesn't know it by now, but look at it and you can tell. Got the
You were
original
born in
paperwork.
1970. No, just joking.
Yeah, keep going. But yeah, this one here has all its original stuff.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I thought it was cool. So I went ahead and got it. And the keys were disgusting when it came in. It was disgusting. So I scrubbed it with Simple Green.
Yeah.
And some stuff like that. It still needs some de-rusting up here. So yeah, but she works though, except for the plus equal key, but I never use that. So
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Exactly.
And then I have an Underwood that's coming in today. Y'all might see an unboxing live. I don't know. And then I have a Royal 10, a 22 Royal 10 in our garage that's waiting to be restored. So we're waiting to I want to repaint it completely. Into something I've never seen before. So
nice.
Yeah.
Is that all this week? My goodness. You had a good week. I'm jealous.
Yeah, she did.
Well, some of them I've been waiting. I'm still waiting on my privilege to come in. That's been a month, and it'll probably be another month.
Oh wow.
So
Where's
there's
it coming
certain
from?
things- Poland.
Ah.
Yeah. So some of these things have been trickling in that I've ordered over time, and they just kind of.
By the way, Natasha, I pre-ordered your book.
You did.
Yes.
Did you go to America Through Time?
No, I did it on Amazon.
Okay, great. Because she told me the promotions were going good and everything, and
Excellent.
I've been so busy with work and typewriters and writing other stories, and I got other stories on Amazon too that so I haven't even been paying attention. I'm guilty. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because I was like, well, aren't they going to tell me something? And I know the books are on America Through Time. I know that they'll eventually be on that website. That's their website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Thank you. I really want y'all to see it. I love going through abandoned buildings and taking pictures, but I haven't been able to do that since COVID because sometimes there's in those buildings, especially the giant buildings, at any time there's at least 10 people in there, at least, and you don't even see them.
Oh my goodness.
So and it's scary. I had some equipment get stolen before. So
oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow. You're braver than me.
Well, I have at least one partner that goes with me. One partner. my significant other, he's joined us a couple of times, but he had surgery in 2019, so he can't go out anymore. Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to receiving it. So I just wish it was coming directly from you so it could be signed.
Yeah, I hope so. Because they'll have to find a way to divide, because I got like 6 copies here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And I actually posted a link to it in our Typewriter Club Live Facebook group.
Oh, great. I gotta go back over there.
Yeah.
I gotta go back over there. And I'm sorry, and then typing up this story last night, it took me hours because I sat at this typewriter, I swear, a whole hour trying to come up with a story. Just sitting here. Because that's how I come up with these stories. As a daydream, like I have to concentrate. Oh, okay. And then, I have a 6th sense of humor, so get ready for that.
I like it.
But well, that's good. You can relate.
Yep.
But now
we all hold back a little bit on these calls.
Yeah.
And see, this is it here. I typed it on the elevator. See, it's yucky. It's like a first draft, so forgive that.
Oh, that's okay.
But, yeah.
Nice.
So that's what I use.
Very good.
So there's the handle.
Okay. Let me switch to you.
Yeah, see, I knew it would look like that. That's what I wanted.
There we go.
It still needs a little tweaking because it's a bit thick to lie flat. So I'll talk to my saddle maker about that, and we'll adjust the pattern to the next ones. But that's where the machine goes. That's where it goes.
Okay. Yeah, that's very thick. Very thick.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna last forever.
Excellent. How does it feel in your hand, William? Like when you hold it?
It's double layer harness leather, stitched together, so it is good and secure.
That's
nice.
Like riding a horse.
Absolutely. You never forget. No, that's riding a bicycle in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who rides a horse? Sean, do you know how to ride a horse?
I don't have a horse. No, I'm not going to get into that hobby, Bob. I got enough other stuff going on.
I feel the same way about flying airplanes. Yeah, I was over watching airplanes yesterday at the airport. So go for it.
It's okay. You don't need to buy one just because you watch them.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to stick with my iron horses. My motorcycles do just fine.
You chop it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see here. Kara, how are you doing? Oh, you're eating. I'm sorry.
And I knew the minute I took a bite, something would happen.
Perfect. Well,
Gregory, can I show you something?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I need to leave early today, but
Oh,
you
okay.
mentioned on your letter that you were looking at a medal about a Congress of Medicine. I don't know if you got that or not on eBay, but
no, it's.
Was it this one?
That's it. Oh man, that thing is gorgeous. I love that thing.
You didn't get it, right?
No.
Okay, it will be. I'll send this one to you.
No way.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Well, some of you may know that I'm in addition to being a typewriter collector, I collect and I design and study commemorative medals such as this one. So
Wow.
Gregory mentioned this one in his letter. I thought I was almost sure it was this one, and since I have it, I'll send it to you soon.
Can you share the story of that particular medal? What's it mean and what is it?
Well, this is for a Congress of Medicine. So we do have a man on one side. It is from 1980.
Huh.
It is by a female sculptor. One of the best ones we had in our history. I've talked about this before, but as we get new members, we get new members all the time. So Portugal has a very rich history in commemorative medals and sculpture. I could also.
You have a bunch on your shelves back there.
Yes, they do have a little bit of sequence. You see, these are the most classic ones, classic looking ones. This one is from the 1980s, and I can show you a very recent one. My professor of sculpture.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This is for the 100th anniversary of a magazine.
Wow.
Cool.
These metals are all, you can always, they have a very playful element about them. So there's a very, very rich, some of them even, can you hear that?
No.
I think Zoom is filtering it out.
It's blocking it out. Oh, sorry. Some of them even make sounds. That was I was trying to show you, but yeah, I am sort of guilty of getting Gregory into the metal collecting.
Gregory's got a rubber arm. It's not your fault.
Yeah, so that metal that he was showing, I've had that in my eBay cart for a couple of months now, because it's like, I think they're asking like $56 for it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love the design so much, but I wasn't ready to pay that for it. But oh my goodness, Bernardo,
it'll be my pleasure.
The design of
Really
it,
nice.
I think, is just brilliant. The way the man is partially covered, and amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I love that design.
Let me know if you're interested in any of those. I'm always up for doing a little section of the
Nice
Metal Club live.
Yeah, I know, huh?
And we do that with pens and paper.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
That's wonderful.
I'll be leaving soon. I have some university tasks to do.
Okay.
But I'll leave the link to the drawing I was mentioning before.
Yes. I think
So if anyone would like to take a look at that.
Yeah, and that'll be in the newsletter as well. I'll copy the chat and
thank you.
put it in the newsletter. So,
all right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bernardo.
Thanks again this is always a great time. I wish I could stay for longer. It's also I'll be watching the rest of the stream during the week or later today. Always a great time. Thank you all.
It's never as exciting, Bernardo, when you leave.
Bernardo.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Kara, are you between bites now?
I finished my toast. Yeah.
Okay. Anything in your world?
Well, I yesterday finished installing the linkages on my 1961 Enterprise that I had started that project 2.5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I found a letter with the linkages from Lee Whitaker's saying, see you soon, from October 2018. And I was like, oh, because I was going to see her at Herman's. Yeah.
Oh.
She very kindly sent me the linkages, exact ones that I needed that went with the ones that were broken. It's those, the 5 series, the Smith Corona 5 series. They have those wishbone things that always pop off. But there were 3 of them where the wishbone, like actually one of the arms of the wishbone were broken off. I don't know how they did. I know, right?
Wow.
And when I posted about it on Facebook, I remember somebody was like, no, you just take a screwdriver and open it up and pop it. I'm like, you don't understand.
We're missing one of the wishes.
There's nothing to, So that was exciting and frustrating, but I had to do that whole like underneath with taking out the wire and chasing it with another wire. And I thought I had chaser wires, but I ended up having to uncoil part of an old notebook because I didn't have a chaser wire that was thin enough. Anyway, it was very exciting.
Wow.
But all that only took the last couple days. I was like, it didn't really take 2.5 years, but But that's
it
the
sounds
machine
good.
that I'm getting. Megan Ciata is repainting it the original color for me.
Nice.
So I thought I better start cleaning it up and fixing it, and let's see all the things that happen next.
I think it was a good idea. You're getting it repainted in the original color. I think you'll be happy with that. I know you were a little bit back and forth on whether you should do that or not. And I think it looked good.
Yeah, I figure, I mean, that is one of the main reasons that I got that machine was for that color. So I thought, well, okay. And then if I do have, yeah, exactly. I was back and forth on the color, and then I'm still back and forth on, okay. And then when I get it, will it be, will it just be too nice and new and shiny and stuff? It won't be shiny because it'll be crinkled, but this machine, it has parts from Typewriter Minutes. He made me the little leaf springs to go on the back. It's going to have 3 screws from Dwayne Jensen. It's got linkages from Lee Whitaker. So it's got, it's like a whole village that has participated in this. So
wow.
I might have to keep it with all that provenance, right?
It takes a village to make a typewriter.
Yeah.
Sean, what is that thing that you're wearing? I might need it.
Oh, these are so good. This helps me get in to see those little wishbones and all the other things. And it makes my eyes look great so people don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, totally. I wanted to talk to you until you looked up, and then I was like,
It's how I see my little imprints on my type bars, so I know what the heck kind of font I'm dealing with.
Ah, nice.
Typeface, not font.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was waiting for that.
I say that all the time properly, and of course I do it incorrectly in front of Ted Monk. Like, what a way to lower my reputation. Like,
not just that, but you're going to live on an infamy on YouTube now. Remember,
Ted's going to write letters about this.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for something. I'm waiting for somebody to come out with a T-shirt that says it's typeface, not font.
It's just like with the vinyl community and how everyone's like, the plural of vinyl is vinyl. It's not vinyls.
If you're going to obsess about something, there's going to be some grammar obsession that comes with it, right?
Yep.
Stationary, not stationary.
Yes. Was that last week?
I do that all the time on the Facebook group. People stationary, and I'm like, your paper's not moving very much, huh?
Might be flat feed rollers.
I also do square line versus flat top.
Yeah. So I guess flat feed rollers will give you stationary.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to say it like that too.
So I see Mike in Squamish there. Is this the same Mike who does one type page?
Yes.
Okay, right on. And does anybody else here contribute to one type page?
I have in the past, but not very recently.
Yeah, I haven't yet. I've been reading them and think I might one day. Who knows?
Venture on.
Yeah, and Mike is also the guy that I was mentioning that I stole his letter folding idea from. So
glad to give it to you,
I owe my thanks to him.
Was that? I stole it from somebody 300 years old, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm responding to your letter right now, so hopefully you should be getting one from me soon.
Good. Yeah. Hey, I'm looking for some wax too. You said you used the J Urban.
Oh yeah, it's this stuff.
Oh yeah, I can almost see it. It's almost a millimeter across. Oh, there you go. And it's just the flexible, right?
Soft wax.
Yeah, it's called supple wax. So it's supposed to be a little more flexible, so it doesn't crack.
Yeah, yours actually comes partially shattered. That's why I thought maybe you had the firm wax.
It might be because I was putting it on too thick or reheating it. There might be something that I'm doing because I was putting it in a spoon to do it before, and then I I go
pretty thin, and then I just take the wax, smear it around a little bit to make a circle and smack it one. And
I've been trying that. So
because the other thing I could figure is my dad was a postal worker down in Derry, So I thought perhaps there's some disgruntled guy saw my name and said, I'm going to wreck this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I was putting it on too thick because I know Joe got a letter from me, and I think my letter must have gone through the rollers at the post office and they kind of like smushed it. So
yeah,
so like
they will
kinda
hand
got to him a
cancel
little
it.
flattened.
Yeah, they'll hand cancel it, but you have to pay a little extra for that.
Yeah.
I've even had them put it in an envelope and send it around.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at Koa. Cute.
Okay, my typewriter's here, guys.
Oh my goodness.
I don't. I
We're
might
gonna
try
have
to.
live unboxing.
Yeah, let me try to get y'all on here. I'm not a. Okay, hold on. I gotta get y'all on my phone.
That dog is having writer's block.
Yeah. Are you gonna take us to the front door?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Oh yeah. Let's go for a house tour. Woo.
Yeah.
Welcome to my crib.
Typewriter crib.
Typewriters.
So that's
cribs, typewriter edition.
That's the shirt we need, is that you big dummy, except it's typeface, not font. You big dummy.
Okay, I'll take y'all.
So did anyone actually get a type pump done?
I did.
I did.
We're gonna have some literary event.
Excellent. I think she's not fully connected on her phone.
Natasha, we can't see anything. Maybe she doesn't want us to see her crib.
No, I'm trying to.
Oh, we have audio now. Okay.
Okay, so maybe video will come. I don't know. It's kind of slow.
Okay.
Oh, she's on a different channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here I go. Everything's coming up slow. Okay.
Everything's
There
coming
you
up.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, here I am. Okay, now I gotta flip you guys. Hold on.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Flip us off. It's okay.
Okay, now forgive the door. Here's the door, right?
Yeah.
This is my first time doing this, y'all, so I might mess up.
Exciting. I feel like I'm getting a typewriter.
Hey,
there she
is. So far, so good.
Doesn't look damaged.
Hold on, I gotta pick her up.
Little wrinkled, but
Oh yeah. No one-handed typewriter wrestling.
Don't drop it on account of us, boy. Oh boy.
I know.
We don't want to hear the sound when it hits the floor.
When it crunches.
Yeah.
So here it is.
How exciting. It is almost like getting a typewriter.
It is.
What do we get? What do we get?
We get to live vicariously through you.
Now, can she do all this one-handed? That's the question.
Don't hurt
Yeah, it's a good one right there.
Careful.
Now I asked these people, I think this is the one that I asked them nicely to pack it nicely. I mean, or to send it, to pack it well. I think these are the people. I don't know.
Oh,
I
right.
asked
This
all
could
of them,
be
but
a
one of them
sad.
didn't respond.
They
just changed the shipping method to FedEx. Yeah, this is the one. They just didn't respond to me, so I'm a little nervous about how this is going to look.
Oh boy.
Oh, right. This could be a not happy ending.
I know. We could all be crying at the end of this.
Oh, look at here. They did look right, but I'm still nervous about the carriage knobs.
Yeah. Drum roll, please, Gregory.
Oh yeah, she's got hold on, where my scissors at? Hey, she's got
It's funny. Zoom is canceling all the noise of the.
It is.
The crinklies.
It's like watching a silent film.
She's upside down. Now you see this, right?
Oh boy.
She's upside down. You see that?
Oh boy.
That's not a
I don't
good
know if we
sign.
should watch anymore. Oh no.
Right.
Now it's like they just threw this thing in here, and I'm a kid.
Oh.
I can't watch anymore. This is the worst of the horror movies.
Don't come to my. Okay.
They're
now
like,
pull
oh, we
it
put
around.
the cover
Hold
on
let me
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does at least have that. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pull it out. Okay.
Okay.
Unless I can get my son. Hey, are you got food? I was going to ask you to hold this phone for me because everyone's watching my unboxing. Do what? Can you hold the phone?
Oh, you didn't step on that, did you? Okay, good.
Hey, come hold the phone for me. I gotta call my son because I want to pull this out. Nice.
Maybe tip the whole box on its side and then pull it out like to the side.
Common sense. There's common sense.
Sorry.
There it is.
Sorry.
I was waiting on some common sense. Okay.
It's not very common with me.
Because sometimes I'm lacking that. Okay. Pull this out.
You got all these backseat typewriter unboxers watching.
Yeah. Oh, never mind, son. I don't think I need you.
Hopefully it's okay.
Walk it out.
Well,
Give the floor. We got sweep.
What condition is
Here she is.
the bezel in?
Oh,
nice
Nathan,
dust
hey, I
cover.
might need you. Nathan.
Really nice
I
dust
keep
cover.
going back and forth. Okay. All right. So here she is like that.
That's a beautiful cover.
Beat up. All right. Let's pray about these knobs here.
All right.
Fingers
All
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Now we know we know it needs work, but I still want my knobs.
Oh, the frame looks bent.
It's got keycaps on it.
Oh, good. Knobs are good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy about this because I was going to scrub those keys. So she's definitely a fixer-upper.
Wow.
And I don't care about that.
Oh boy.
The carriage moves.
Yes. That's good.
But
Did it
what does
keep
it
her?
move when I type, though? Yes. So I don't have that much work to do. I'm very happy about this.
Nice.
Change the oil, put new spark plugs in, and you're good to go.
There you go.
And this is another good surprise. My last Underwood was $20. It was a fixer-upper. He acted like nothing, everything was wrong with it. I put oil on it, and it's, do a little this and that, and it was working. And it's one of my major typers now.
Look at that.
That looks like a solid machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's all in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah,
my
I just gotta scrub
goodness.
her up. I cannot wait, guys.
Oh, that's
I'm
beautiful.
such a dork. I can't wait. Wait a minute. Oh, something failed. Okay. Yeah, she's beautiful. So she came in right. She's good.
Nice.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
yay, happy ending.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna get out of this and come on back to the computer. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Natasha.
Thanks for
That
sharing.
was exciting.
Very good.
Dear
Wow.
UPS, please don't deliver my typewriter until 10 o'clock on Sunday, please, because I really want to have it on video.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a live unboxing on Typewriter Club?
Yes. May Travis did 3 unboxings.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think it was towards the end of one of the meetings. So
2 weeks ago.
A lot of the people had left already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at Koa.
And her the black Smith Corona.
Oh, she got fed up with that Royal.
Sterling was loose in the box, where the other 2 were so tightly packed they couldn't move at all.
Ah.
Do you remember that?
You have a better memory than I do. Oh man.
Well, I guess it's part of being a mechanic. When you take something to pieces, you remember how it comes to pieces, so you can put it back together again.
Yeah. That's definitely not me.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah, yeah. We have to zoom in on Koa here. I love this dog so much.
She gave up on the Royal. She switched to Underwood, I guess. You didn't like that Royal Companion, huh?
Yeah.
And she's really looking at it too.
Yeah.
What's the dog's name? Koa?
Koa.
Koa.
Hi,
Koa,
Koa.
can you hear us?
Hi,
Oh, so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah. All right. So well, first let me say, and I apologize that we've gone this far without saying hi to Eric Tidd. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I joined late, so
It's okay.
doing well, thanks.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Anything new in your world?
No, just another estate sales strikeout yesterday. Drove out to East Bumble, about an hour away, to an estate sale. It was interesting. It was a gas station that was for sale, from like an old 50s gas station, and they were selling everything in it.
I would have bought the
My
gas
daughter
station.
wanted me to. She said we could run an old store. I'm like, no, we can't. But there was a Royal Futura, gray and red. It was really cool looking in the picture, but it was nasty when I got there. I mean, the letters were even worn off the keys, and it was filthy. And they had $150 on it. So
oh wow!
So I just turned around and went home.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think if it's at a service station or a gas station that it would get pretty grubby on there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think that. I mean, it had like I don't know, it had goop all over it. It was it was gnarly. And it could have been cleaned up, but not for that price. So
yeah.
But that's it. That nothing other than another uneventful trip.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Love this.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. So I know a couple people, 2 or 3 people said they have typing prompts. So I don't know if someone wants to go ahead and do their typing prompt.
Ladies first. Well, I'll be happy to go if you want.
Yeah, if you would. I think Natasha's not quite ready yet.
Okay. Now, the prompt isn't exactly the first line, but
that's okay.
Here we go. It had been 9 years since Joanne lost a battle to cancer. We had almost 12 and a half years together before she was called home. I had kept in touch with Joanne's parents. After all, they were my in-laws. Albert had always been a steadfast correspondent, writing Christmas and Easter letters every year. I knew who the letters were from just by the typeface on the envelope before I even read the return address. There was just something about the Brother GX600 that was unmistakable. Sorry, GX6000. My mother-in-law went suddenly after a massive heart attack, so I drove the 800 miles to Selkirk to support Albert at Lois's funeral in February of 2010. Albert gifted me with Lois's 1969 Hermes 3000 and his old mid-1970s Underwood 378 typewriter. One could say these machines were the genesis of my fascination with typewriters. I had the Hermes 3000 professionally serviced by one of the few remaining typewriter technicians in southern Alberta. Knowing that Albert would be feeling lonely, I took it upon myself to type him a letter using the Hermes 3000. Albert replied within a couple of weeks, so our typewriter correspondence started on a regular basis. Over the next year, I began to collect various typewriters and accessories. A friend gave me a 1962 Smith Corner Skyrider, which proved to be a faithful little friend, and yes, I typed a couple of letters to Albert on the Skyrider. By the end of the summer 2011, I could tell that Albert was starting to feel lonely by what he wrote in his letters. As work in the shop was starting to slow down towards the end of October, we decided it would be good for Albert if I drove out to Selkirk to see if I could cheer him up a little. After a bit of planning, I packed a couple of bags. We had the car serviced, ready for the trip. On Saturday morning, with a typewriter, my 1962 Skyrider in the passenger seat, I was on the road to Selkirk, Manitoba, to spend some quality time with my father-in-law, Albert.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, William.
That's a true story.
Yeah. Very good. And that's what these typing prompts are about. It doesn't have to be the first line. We don't. There's no rules or anything. It is just to get us using our typewriters, and you did a great job of that. So thank you.
Mhm.
Very good.
And then if anybody's interested, Albert passed away in 2018. That's Albert. One of the most godly men I've ever known. Okay, carry on.
All right. Anyone else have a typing prompt?
I do. If Kurt doesn't want to go first, or whoever, I'm okay to wait.
Go ahead.
I guess I could, whichever one of y'all.
Miny Mo. Let's go with Natasha.
Oh, okay. Well, let me turn my light back
Thank
on.
you, Gregory. Somebody had to say it.
I know. It was an executive decision.
Be assertive.
Good job.
All right, so the name of it is An Interview with the Devil. With a typewriter, do y'all hear me okay? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a typewriter in the passenger seat, I was on the road to hell. That's right. I had an important interview with the devil. As a reporter, I had my share of strange assignments, but this definitely took the cake. I wanted to quit when my boss told me I had this interview, but I had a new mortgage to pay and a car note, so I accepted this. The directions to hell were sketchy at best. Leaving Memphis, I ended up in a rural area, taking a long dirt road named Devil's Doorstep. I was driving a Mini Cooper, so I felt every rock and pebble that my tiny tires rolled over. I also began to feel warmer the farther out I went. The car's air conditioning was not helping. Then suddenly it quit blowing cold air altogether. I was sweating profusely, but I was more concerned about my 1952 Olivetti Underwood typewriter sitting in its beautiful original beige case in the passenger seat. Will she get too hot in there? Will her awesome green color burn off? Would her keys melt away? I most certainly hoped not, as I neglected to bring my laptop, and she was all I had to record this interview. Then there was a sharp drop. The road suddenly turned slick like glass. I was sliding down a literal slippery slope. I tried using my brakes, but they failed to work. The car was gradually accelerating faster and faster, and I had no control over it. I looked over at Olive, which is her name now. I looked over at Olive, the Olivetti, and telepathically asked her, "Is this our last day?" So suddenly the Mini began to slow down, like some outer force was controlling her now. I was slightly relieved, but wondered what was next. Olive and I were now being taken through a long, dark tunnel, and I could see a dim light at the end of it. The car slowed to a crawl as we got closer to the light. There was a silhouette of a person standing perfectly centered in the lit archway. The Mini came to a halt, and the windows were forced down. "Exit your car and come here, please," the male voice with a thick German accent exclaimed. I grabbed the typewriter and reluctantly exited my car. It was so hot, it must have been at least 100+ degrees where we were standing. I suffered through it and slowly approached the figure in the archway. As I got closer to him, I began to recognize who he was. It was Adolf Hitler. Yes, it was the evil former German dictator himself in the I guess flesh. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to run or kick him but I quickly realized there was nowhere to run to. We were surrounded in total darkness now, except for the tall archway that Hitler was standing in the middle of. I was about 2 feet away from this historic figure now. His stare was an icy one, just like in all the photos I had ever seen of him. He was standing rigidly, still dressed in that same old Nazi uniform he wore during World War II. But noticeably missing was the band he wore on his arm with the swastika on it. I thought, I thought to myself, even hell found that offensive. He said, I am the gatekeeper here, Hitler uttered harshly. State your business here. I looked him up and down, then replied, I have an interview. I looked him up and down and said, I have an interview scheduled with your boss today. You know, the devil. Is he in? He whipped his head toward me, his eyebrow furrowed and tiny square mustache twitching. He answered, of course he is in. Well, you know, can you take me to him, please? You know, suddenly he clicked his boot heels, turned on a dime, and I'm sorry, my eyes are getting crazy, and said, follow me. So the Olivetti and I followed Adolf Hitler literally through the gates of hell to have our meeting with what I used to think was a mythical devil. We were walking through what seemed to be a mammoth hollowed out inside of a mountain, a cave basically, and everything around us had an orange glow, of course lit by fire, but there was no fire in sight. We most certainly felt the heat from it though. After about a 10-minute walk over a long stony bridge carrying Olive, which weighed at least 25 pounds, we finally made it to the, oh my goodness, I can't see. Finally made it to set of giant black metal doors, a set of giant metal black doors. Hitler walked over to a small table beside the door and picked up a pair of oven mittens. Okay, so curious, I asked him, what do you need those for? He gave me that icy look again and said, the door is scalding hot. I said, oh, makes sense, I said. He gingerly opened the doors with his oven mitten covered hands and smoke escaped from them. From them with an unmistakable smell of rotten eggs gone further sour. Hitler removed the mittens and entered the smelly room. Olive and I continued to follow him into more intense heat. And there he was, the devil himself, sitting on a large black throne covered in black painted skulls. He looked exactly like the stereotypical depiction of him throughout history. He was over 7 feet tall at least, nude for the most part, with bumpy, fiery red skin. His face was long like a goat and distorted with larger bumps and 2 long beige horns growing from the top of his head. He had the nerve to grin at me. When he did, he exposed a mouth full of elongated, sharp mustard yellow teeth. Without realizing it, I must have made my disgust noticeable because his toothy grin slowly disintegrated into a frown of someone whose feelings have been hurt. He had talons for nails and a long tail behind him that waved from side to side slowly. A bit freaked out, I turned to look for Hitler, but he was nowhere to be found. That was a crazy moment, checking for one evil over another. Are you the reporter? Okay, this is the devil. Are you the reporter who has come to interview me? The devil said with a deep, bellow voice that I can barely see this because it's so light. Voice that, deep veiled voice. I said, yes, I am. I stammered. Well, ask me anything. What would your readers like to know about me? besides the fact that most of them will be coming down here to join me soon anyway. He laughing. I kind of grinned at that. And I kind of grinned at that. A devil with a sense of humor. I pulled up my typewriter case and placed it on a table in his lair. I opened it to get my notes and he saw Olive. He said, "What? A typewriter? Who's still using those? I haven't seen one of those things in ages," he exclaimed. And 4, this is the last page. I said, "I still use it. Why? He said, "Wouldn't a computer, a laptop be easier to work with?" Maybe, but I was afraid it would melt in the heat down here. My MacBook is by no means as sturdy as this metal frame typewriter. He said, interesting, the devil said as he thoughtfully stroked his goatee. "Well, again, what would you like to know?" "Well, one reader wants me to ask, are you still denying people ice water?" She says, if so, then that is a human rights violation. And he said, "A human rights? What? Please tell her to grow a brain. We don't have the capacity to make ice down here. Next question." I said, another reader wants to know if the saying, "the devil made me do it," is still a thing. He said, "Only with people who wish to use me as a scapegoat for their own wrongdoing. I don't make anyone do anything. I'm sitting down here minding my own business. Tell them to grow up and start taking responsibility for their own bad behaviors." Next question. Sorry, but I was starting to like this guy. I moved on to my next reader query. The next question is, are you indeed real? He said, "Well, tell him or her to keep acting up and they will soon find out for themselves." He said, I'm sorry. One more question. I'm sorry. One more question. I'm getting sleepy. Okay, my last reader asked, "How do you feel about church?" I'm like, oh. He said, "Are they kidding? I love the church. They keep me in business and provide the great majority of my residents." I laughed and said, "Okay, Mr. Devil, that concludes my interview then." He lifted his disgusting and red finger at me and asked, "Hey, is that your little red Mini Cooper outside the gate there?" I said, shocked that he noticed, I said, "Yes, why?" He smirked, then said, I'm sorry, y'all. Cars come to hell too. I have a plethora of those in my junkyard. Take a look." He pointed over to his right, and sure enough, down a small hill with small fires burning around them were piles of Mini Coopers mixed in with Edsels, Pacers, Pintos, 1983 Cadillacs with aluminum heads, etc. I turned back to the devil, packed my notes and Olive, and said, "I'm done, sir. Have a devilishly good rest of your day."
Wow. I'm sorry, that was so long. Oh my goodness.
That was a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah.
All right. I couldn't get through some of it because, like I said, that green ink was killing me. I'm sorry.
Now you know.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Natasha.
So the Mini Coopers go to hell, huh?
They went to hell, yeah, because they're hard to work on. Ask my significant other; he don't even want to look at it no more. Yeah,
okay.
They're terrible. The piece, I love mine. I don't care, but they are terrible to work on. They're terrible.
Oh, okay.
They're tight in there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very tight in there.
I knew it was a true story when you said Pintos also.
Yeah, my mom owned a Pinto. Yeah, so I know about that. She was scared of somebody hitting her in the back all the time.
Right?
Got a new Pinto every 4 years growing up.
Oh, yeah. She had the same old one until somebody finally hit her in the front and she decided to replace it.
Oh.
Many years later. Many years. Took her many years.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Hi, Lee. You made it. Oh, hi, Diane.
Hey.
Look, all the people.
Yes, welcome, Lee.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Lee. I didn't even know this existed until Care just told me this
I'm
morning.
like, I'm on Typewriter Club. You should come.
Yeah.
I was like, well, and I appreciate it.
Hop on.
Yeah, very good. Well, welcome. You came right during the hellish story there.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, Diane.
Yeah, we
Hey,
have
Lee.
typing prompts, and we're experimenting with first lines, so that's kind of what that was.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm twisted.
I loved it.
Thank you.
And you should have seen people's faces. You'll have to go back and watch it.
Oh, I will. Okay. Because I couldn't see.
Yeah.
At all.
Very good.
It was great. We loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, at least since you're new, did you want to tell us just briefly about yourself?
Do I want to do what?
Just tell us briefly about yourself.
No.
I've never had that response.
Welcome, Lee.
Thank you.
All right.
Apparently, I should have warned you about that part.
Oh, it's like Herman's. You didn't go to Herman's when we had to introduce ourselves. That was painful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just involved in the Facebook groups, and I've been collecting typewriters for, I don't know, like 7 years now, I guess. So
excellent.
that's about it.
Very
I don't
good.
write. I read.
Okay. Well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
And Natasha has a book coming out on the 26th. Is that right?
26, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
26th. So
It's
yeah.
Abandoned North and South Memphis, What's Left Behind.
Yeah, that should be very interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, Sean, did you want to do your typing?
Sure. I should have gone first, though. Natasha stole a little bit of my thunder.
Oh, no.
Oh man, no.
No.
I should have lived. I should have.
It's gonna be a hard act to
I
follow.
wasn't going to go to Hitler and stuff like that. So good on you for doing that one, I guess. But you got the guts. I didn't have that much guts.
Oh man. I told you I was twisted. I'm not playing.
Oh yeah, that's good. All right. With a typewriter in the passenger seat, I was on the road to hell, or so it seemed. The desert was unforgiving. The AC had broken down days before, and the respite from the heat had not been alleviated by the windows being down. A heavy cloak of nicotine hung in the hot car, arising from the Royal beside me. And no matter how much the hot wind blew through, the smell thickened with each mile. I could feel the smell permeating into the car itself, my clothes, and my mind. I had cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, but the brown stains wouldn't come off. They were part of the typewriter. Like humans, we all have stains that don't come off. They are us. We are them. Like family, the typewriter had quirks I didn't like, but like family, I still loved him, even for his heavy smoking habit. It wasn't really his fault. It was the time in which he'd grown up. As the sweat dripped down my forehead and into my eyes, blurring the highway ahead, and with the nicotine sticking to me, I realized that for all the world, I would rather be nowhere else than here with my typewriter on the highway to hell.
That's cool. I like it.
Excellent. Very good.
So it was just the hell part, Natasha. Everything else was good.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is eerie that
that we both did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have Brian Good doing the sort of typewriter art as you guys are reading. So
I know, right?
Is he doing art?
Ambiance.
Look at that look.
Well,
he stopped now, but
Oh.
he was like doing some instant photography of the dog with the typewriter, and then a picture of the picture with the dog in the typewriter.
Oh, I have to see
And then
that.
he was doing these weird panning effects on the typewriters, and
I have
so
to see-
it really added to your reading. Let's just say that.
There's the typewriter from hell, right?
There you go.
Interpretive typewriter art.
Yes.
And Brian's typewriter looked like a console 231.
Yeah, the other one he was showing, yeah. What, Brian? I don't know if you can chime in here, but I was wondering about your instant camera because it seemed to focus awfully closely, and my cameras don't focus that closely. So, which one did you take that picture with? Maybe. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's a camcorder. That Remington is gorgeous. Hold on for a second. Oh, that red.
It's cherry.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, because I try and take close shots of my typewriters with my instant cameras, and it just cannot be done, at least not on mine. I have the Instax Mini 7S and the Instax 300 wide, and
it's
supposedly
I used to have the Mini 90, and you could take closer shots with it.
The Mini 90.
Yeah,
maybe that's what he has, because the pictures were the size of the Mini. So yeah.
or if you have like the Instax printer, you can take photos with like your phone or another camera, and then you can.
That's true. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, he's doing something now.
Yeah. he's doing some live art for us.
I can't see any of this.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I'm guessing he took the picture with that and then printed it on the, like you were saying, Eric, printed it on the little printer. It's interesting how he keeps doing that pan. That's what he was doing during the.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the camera he has.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
We like what you're doing, Brian.
Wow.
Is that a new product? I don't think I've seen those around.
That's a good looking one too.
I don't know if he's talking, but we don't hear him.
We should take a picture of Brian taking a picture of us. And
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Ted had his camera out earlier. Oh, well, that's another camera I need to get then. Okay, the Mini Live Play.
Rubber arm, Gregory. Rubber arm.
So what
looks
picture
like it's
did
like a
you take?
digital.
I didn't even see it.
Me neither.
He was showing the picture. I think when Natasha was reading.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of came in the middle of that too. So
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's a digital camera that uses the Instax film.
Yeah.
I think there was a screen on the back.
Very interesting. Yeah, I'm a sucker for instant cameras. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
That's a picture of us, I bet.
Yeah. We can only hope.
Well, it's like listening to yourself on cassette. It's hard to listen to your own voice, right?
Yeah, we get to watch it develop. This is cool.
Yeah. I love the Instax cameras and film.
Yeah, I'm a little bit addicted. I was looking briefly at the Polaroids because you can still get the film for them as well, but it's much more expensive. It's like $2 or $3 per shot, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
That's too much for me. Ooh, it's developing. Oh, that's very cool. All right. Well, Kara, did you want to do your typing prompt?
Oh, sure.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll turn on the microphone so you can hear it.
Yeah.
So Lee, we were given a sentence to start with, and then if we wanted to write something. With a typewriter in the passenger seat, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
With a typewriter in the passenger seat, I was on the road to, wait, let me back up. It was the fall of 2018. I had flown from Eugene, Oregon to visit my cousin Jason and his wife and to have a little adventure. The year before, when Jason had either inadvertently or intentionally reignited my love of typewriters, He told me about this thing he attended where a bunch of other people who were into typewriters came and hung out for the weekend. I thought he was kidding. Turns out he wasn't. So here I was a year later in Jason's Honda Element. I don't actually remember if that's what we drove, poetic license, tootling down the highway towards West Virginia. And yes, singing that song in my head, which shifted to the theme from Deliverance as we moved deeper into the rural area where this mythical beast, the Herman, dwelled. I had spent a lot of time on the Facebook typewriter group in the previous year. There was really only one main group then. In the previous year, and I knew some folks from that group were going to be there. I was nervous to meet them in the 3D world, mainly because I do not socialize easily and I don't know how to talk to strangers. Little did I know. It was a large gathering that year by Herman standards, about 100 people that weekend. We found the place tucked into a tree-filled hollow in a peaceful, on a normal day, one assumes, area. On this Friday, there were cars and people everywhere spilling out of the small gravel parking lot and along the edge of the gully along the gravel road. In keeping with tradition, someone did drive into the ditch on Sunday. Embarrassing for them, but wholly expected by the regulars. We found a spot to squeeze the car into and wandered up to the action, if you could call it that. From a distance, not much seemed to be happening. Small clumps of people standing around chatting, that was all. As we drew closer, the action revealed itself as ripples of people flowed around the lot, engaging with each other in seamless banter and discussion, while others gazed longingly at the machines set on tables and ground cloths and peeking out from the trunks of cars. I began to pick out snippets of conversation. Frozen escapement, Platin like new, Corona, Royal, L.C. Smith. And suddenly I felt it was home. I was home. These were my people. Look at those cool machines. The first thing I did after printing my name on a tag and slapping it on my chest was to seek out Mark Schrad. I had arranged to pick up a Corona 3 from him for my sister. He immediately broke away from the small group he was standing near and took me to his campsite. Oh, people were camping, very much like a festival to me. He showed me the beautiful little machine, lovingly cleaned and prepared for me, and I handed him the cash and took it to Jason's car. I proceeded to follow Mark around for much of the day and weekend, learning about the Russian machines Herman kept in the poolside studio and Mark's work around alcoholism and prohibition in Russia. Talk about a niche, right? I continued to find friends from Facebook and make new ones over the course of the weekend. Every now and then I would take a break from chatting and petting typewriters to look up and marvel at how comfortable I felt. Over and over, we told each other how strange we felt to not feel strange at all. Most of us were used to not knowing how to talk to other people or being the odd one out at parties. But here at Herman's, we were basically at our ease. To spend a couple of days in a world where you can walk up to anyone and easily start a conversation is a kind of dream experience. But the reality when everyone around you loves typewriters too.
Oh.
Very good. Excellent.
I hadn't read that over. I kind of liked it.
I hope you feel that way about everybody here because you seem pretty good.
That's what I said to Lee. I was like, you should come to Typewriter Club. It's like a mini Herman's.
Yeah. Herman's is so weird because it's like everybody's weird and that's cool.
Yes.
I know. It's like, oh, this must be what normal people feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Let your weird out.
Novel.
So, what exactly is a Herman that we're talking about here?
You don't
Anybody
know
want to
about
go first? So Herman Price is a guy, he lives in West Virginia and he has a massive 800 plus typewriter collection in the basement of his house. And every year he hosts, except this last year because of COVID, but for how long, like 20 years or something? He's been hosting these typewriter gatherings and people come from all over the place. There's a guy that comes from Italy too, but people come from all over the place in different countries even to get together and swap typewriters and talk typewriters and give presentations. And did you see the movie California Typewriter? It was in there, right? Well, if you see that, the Herman's is in there too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, briefly.
And there's a YouTube video of Herman's. I think it was from that 2018 actually. Who did that? Did Brandon Bledsoe? Somebody did that.
Yeah, search for the biggest typewriter collection or something.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that still Tom Hanks?
He's never been there.
I think
As we know.
He still had 1,200.
I think Herman's has Tom Hanks beat for number of
Oh, really?
typewriters.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I do actually.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Probably.
The Tom, he started giving his away, he said.
That's what he said, but he also said his are worth $65 each, something.
It was kind of funny. My brother-in-law, he kind of follows my interests, and so he tries to like feed my interest, really. Like when I started getting into vinyl records, you know, he would always buy me records for Christmas and birthdays and all that. So now he knows I'm into typewriters, and so he very excitedly sent me this text message that said, "Hey, did you know that Tom Hanks is into typewriters?" I was like, "Yeah, I kind of knew that," but it was nice of him to think of me, you know.
I think every person I know has told me that Tom Hanks is into typewriters. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
I scared my neighbor. She said, "You know, Tom Hanks is in this is a couple of years ago. You know, Tom Hanks is into typewriters." I was like, "Yeah," and it's called the Hanks effect, and he's driven the prices through the roof. She's like, "Oh, I thought it would be a nice thing," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
And I mean, some people have gotten letters from him, like have written to him and gotten letters back.
Yeah.
He used to crash weddings. Yeah.
I tried, but I guess maybe I had the wrong address and it never got to him. So
I
don't know. Never heard
I
back.
think there's two addresses floating around out there. One of them is the correct one. One of them is not the correct one. I think, I could be wrong, but I think you want to send it to his publicist and they forward it on to him, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Joe, how are you?
Hello, Joe.
Hey, everybody. How we doing?
Good.
How you doing, John?
I'm fine.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm just packing up a box for
Hey,
you.
man.
Nice.
You're packing up a box for me?
Yep.
I don't want to ruin the surprise, so I won't ask what it is.
I know. I just closed it up so you wouldn't see what's in it.
Oh.
That's funny. Yep. Well, I got this Singer Electric right here.
Oh, nice.
We heard about that.
Yeah. It's a fast little typer, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely.
Good.
I love it.
Excellent.
It was my first electric, the 6 series.
Really? Yeah.
They're fantastic.
How many electrics, May, do you have?
Ooh, let's see.
She's losing count.
6.
Okay.
6? Pretty
I have
good.
three 6 series, 2 Nakajima electric,
Yeah.
and then I have my dad's first typewriter, a Royal. It's a silver Seiko. So I
Yeah.
have 6
Yeah.
electrics altogether.
Almost
Well,
bought that, a silver Seiko.
They all work great.
Yeah, that's good. I think I like the manual carriage return versions better than the powered carriage return versions, only
Yeah.
because
I do too.
I kind of like having a sense of control over the carriage, something like that. And plus, I'm always worried about that violent carriage return that they do. And it's going to, you think it's going to break something, but realistically, there are more parts in there, right? It has an extra drawband and the complexity of a clutch mechanism, and it's heavier. Yeah. So anyways.
It's meant to sling wildly.
Yes,
About
that's
registers on the Richter scale.
that's right. Every carriage return is a seismic event.
Yeah. And you can still return it manually, just like you do with any other typewriter. If you don't like it, just push it with your hand. And
That's
it
right.
does the same
That's right.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't light advance though.
That's true. Then you have to turn it manually.
Yeah. I find
Just hit the
actually,
return. Just
I
live.
find it's easier for me to do that with the right hand knob for some reason. In fact, I think
pull and
pull. I think I was doing this for a while on the Hermes Rocket. I actually found it easier just to pull on the right knob and turn it by hand, then use that tiny little angled lever that it had,
Yeah.
So do I hear cat drumming in the background, Ted?
Oh yeah, that's
always.
It's usually about this time of the morning, and it's when it starts up.
That's when she wants attention.
Yeah. She says, "You've been online long enough."
I'm here for my massage.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's a strange catch. She doesn't like being petted. She likes being smacked.
Well, so I'm planning on getting together with my friend Bill this week, and he has 2 Olympia SG1s.
Ooh.
And we're going to do a comparison because apparently the early version of the SG1 was not the same as the later version mechanically. And there are some differences, and we're going to kind of cover that hopefully this week. Although I'm getting my second Pfizer shot that same day, so maybe I'll be sick. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, but hopefully not.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I just got my first shot of the Moderna, and I'm supposed to get my second shot. I scheduled it for a day where I have the next day off, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've heard that there's been a pretty wide range of, some people, they don't feel a thing, and then other people, they get really sick for a day. So
Well, for both of my Moderna shots, I was down for about a day and a half afterwards, just ached and sleepiness.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anything after the first one.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Oh, we know somebody who's a hypochondriac, and she got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and then she started to be very fearful about the effects of it. And I just told her, well, that's why they say it's one and done.
Yeah.
I got that too, and I've
She
felt
didn't like
way
that.
too. I'm slightly
Yeah.
a hypochondriac,
Yeah.
because I was like, okay, all right, I feel this. My legs was twitching. Every little thing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
starting to think it was
I'm a
that.
hypochondriac too.
I'm all right.
It wasn't very nice of me to say one and done. That wasn't a nice thing, but anyways.
That's okay. I
but
mean,
still-
my friends laughed at me too, because I told them, I said, y'all got the 2 shots. I'm going for one and done. And of course, they got me for that when that happened.
Yeah.
But still, it seems like it's relatively safe, because out of like this, the millions of people, there's only like a handful of people
1 in
that
a million.
had anything
Yeah,
bad
the
happen.
incidence
So
is so low.
Well, so I'm late logging on because my dear wife let me sleep in last night. So I'm having my cup of coffee now, and then I have a friend coming over in about a half an hour, and we're going out to lunch. So I'm having tacos for breakfast. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, while we do have you on here, I want to show something very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Yay! I got
hey, you got Kodiak cakes. The Kodiak cakes
I
postcard.
love these postcards. Cycles. Very good for the environment. That's great.
That's right.
And fun too.
Well, maybe it'll be a little bit of countering my whole pizza and some of the other bad things that I've sent out in terms of dietary, whatever it is, So oatmeal sounds a little more healthy. So
Yeah, it was very exciting to receive it. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
I will respond. Well, yeah, I'll respond as quickly as possible, because you posed a very interesting, not really a question. Well, I guess it was a question, because there's a bird on someone's head. Wow. Yeah, so you posed the question about a couple of your thermal typewriters. So yeah, I have to say I do not need another Casio writer.
Right.
But I would be interested in the EP20.
Yeah. It's working fine. It's just I find myself not using it that much, and so I'd rather see somebody else find some use to it. And Ted, of course, is the one responsible for getting me interested in thermal typewriters, so it's his fault. But
But that's in the middle of a purge, I think.
Well, I think it's more like, I'm in the middle of a purge, but you notice I am getting other machines at the same time, right? I'm just, finding justification for doing that. Maybe that's what it is. A friend of the family up in Santa Fe said they have a letter of 32 they're going to give me. So at some point, so I'll be getting a letter of 32. So
very nice. Yeah. Yeah, so you're making room. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll just have to, justify. Well, we live in a small house, and so obviously you can look at my office and see that I have a problem with clutter. But
I suspect all of us do.
Yeah.
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 Your
It's useful.
office
It's not.
in your living room, and then you have a real problem with clutter.
Yeah, I'm already there.
I
I've got
don't
my
have a
camera
problem
stuff in
with
my
it.
living room. Taking over.
Yeah.
The question we have to ask ourselves is there actually clear table space in our house?
Yes. Look.
Yeah.
Oh,
May has
except for the
some.
kitchen counter. The kitchen counter next to the sink, but that's it.
Oh wow.
Well, if you can balance a plate of food on top of your typewriter, then it doesn't count as clutter.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish you could see
totally
it. I got a bowl
agree.
of grapes on top of one. I wish you could see it because I don't have a choice. I don't.
Well, you could put the cluster of grapes in the ribbon in the the segment area.
Oh yeah, May has her little
This
cart.
is how I.
Oh, that's cool.
This is how I kill the clutter. I have a AV.
That's a good
cart.
idea.
Yeah.
AV cart. Yeah.
AV card.
Well-
I picked it up used and at an office supplies, used office supply store. And this is just perfect for typewriters because it's heavy duty. It can hold 3
Yeah.
typewriters or a workbench if I need it to be. So
Yeah, I
it
need
keeps
to
my
get that.
kitchen table
I'm serious.
clean. Yeah, these
So,
are.
what was your favorite film that they showed in high school with the the AV projector or whatever? Or did you have videotape? I'm old enough. We had film,
Bill Nye the
16 millimeter
Science Guy.
film.
I'm from the era where we started with film, and then as I got older, we moved to VCRs.
Same.
And my
Yeah.
grandmother, her name's Trudy Travis, and she actually wrote scripts for educational films called Centron Films in Lawrence, Kansas. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but she was a script writer for educational films, and several of the films that we watched in school were written by her.
Oh.
And I would tell my friends, "That's my grandma. That's my grandma." And they're like, "No," they didn't believe me. They thought I was just making it up because we had the same last name. But Leo Bierman was one of my favorite films that she wrote a script for. He was a handicap, rode around in a cart that he made for himself, and still, worked selling pencils and things like that. So anyway, those are my favorite things to watch in school.
Wow.
Were my
I remember, I remember the I think it was National Geographic film, the classic one about Dr. Leakey in East Africa and digging out the bones of one of the early humanoids, so hominids. So anyways, they showed that over and over again. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. I remember seeing a lot of National Geographic documentaries and Bill Nye the Science Guy and things like that. I think one of my middle school science teachers used to have a Laserdisc player that he used, and this was like, when Laserdisc was done being made.
Yeah.
So it was old
Yeah.
then, but
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you doing with those big DVDs?
And I only remember the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I used to watch those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love that
Tapes
stuff.
of those, and
Yep.
Disney used to put out a whole bunch of educational films. And I remember one specifically about how the immune system works. How
Oh wow.
vaccines work, and there was a cartoon where you had little soldier cells with rifles running up and kicking the butt of
That reminds me
the
of-
germs, and it was
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting. Then of course the big thing I remember from watching TV in school was when we watched the Challenger go up.
Oh, I did too. Yeah, that was
that's
terrible.
We watched it live. Yeah,
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
just, I mean,
it was awful.
you can't just get that out of your memory ever.
I was in gym class when that happened, so I didn't find out. I had a delayed find out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My science teacher was actually on the list to be considered for that flight.
Oh,
Mine
wow.
was too.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I was working in a TV repair shop, and I always had TVs on, running, to test them. So I saw that live, so to speak.
I think almost everybody did, because it was such an amazing thing at the time that the teacher was going up.
And then
I would say that the
months
teacher was
later,
from New Hampshire.
yeah, Christy McAuliffe.
Yeah, there's a museum here named after her.
Yeah. So months later, when they were having the hearings on CNN all day, I was actually watching some of that too, and it was kind of, if you're kind of an engineering mindset, it was kind of fascinating to listen to the whole analysis of the O-rings on the solid rocket booster and how that was supposed to work and all that. So, anyways, it always comes down to O-rings,
Rubber always goes bad first.
That's right. That's exactly it. That's right. So should you not type in extremely low temperatures with an electric typewriter? Would the belts fail? See, that's the whole question, right?
Well, if it's powered by, jet fuel.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that with just manual typewriters, if I'm out in the front courtyard in the patio and it's like a warm winter day and it starts to get cold, and then I start thinking about the lubricants in the typewriter as they get cold. How cold can you go with a typewriter before it starts to act up?
I'm not sure you're going to get cold enough in Albuquerque to.
Oh yeah. Oh, we get cold.
Lubricants.
Oh yeah. No, we get cold. This isn't Phoenix. This is we're a mile elevation. Yeah, I know. I should do that. But I keep wondering, because I still have an old Russian Zorky 4 rangefinder camera, and the word on the street used to be that they were originally lubricated with whale oil, because those lubricants wouldn't freeze,
Makes sense.
And so I'm suggesting we should start lubricating our typewriters with whale oil if we can.
I can't get behind that. As a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Not if we're living in Arizona, but anywhere else maybe.
As if they don't smell bad enough already.
I know.
Right. Okay. Cod liver oil. How's that?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's always the fun with my motorcycles. When they ship them over from Japan, they lubricate. They use fish oil for the forks. And boy, I mean, they'll last a good 10, 12 years. Boy, you get fish oil sitting in a tube for 10 or 12 years. Holy heck, it stinks up the whole backyard.
Oh, boy.
Way too much. So, yeah, no, thanks. I'll stick to the synthetics.
Yeah.
So, Sean, is it snowing where you are? It's snowing here.
Yeah, it started snowing early this morning, and it's just really heavy, wet stuff.
Same here.
Yeah, so the other day.
Yeah.
Probably the remnants of that system that we had.
Yeah.
It'll be gone in a couple days, and we'll be back to 20 degrees, and that'll be great.
Now that's 20 Celsius for you people down in the States.
Yes, let's see, 9/5 minus 32, or what is that?
It's shorts weather for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
If we're ready for a question. I hear tell it's not that difficult to change out like a quartz keyboard and make it into a QWERTY by changing the slugs on the type bars. Anybody got a video on that, or is it something you can just explain quickly? It's
the biggest thing is proper alignment of the slugs on the end of the type bars. That is going to be the biggest thing. Your alignment both for on feet, on motion, vertical, horizontal, and the correct angle at which the type slugs strike the platen, so that the radius machined into the letter matches the radius of the platen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In theory, it would be easy to do, but not easy to do well. Like you could take a micro torch and unsolder the two slugs and swap them, but as William indicates, getting them realigned. I know there was some of the typewriter service tools, some of the typewriter brands had a fixture that you attach to where the segment is, or the type guide is, that helped the technician resolder type slugs.
Yeah, sometimes you can find the jigs floating around. I know a couple of people have them, but
Yeah.
I've never actually seen one in person. I've just
Yeah.
seen pictures of them.
Right.
I've just
So
linked
it's really
in the
not
chat.
that easy.
Yeah, it's
No.
not easy, but I've linked in chat some documentation on how to do that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then
And
some
not
of
a
them, some of the more recent, like I would assume the plastic key typewriters, it would be harder to take those off, those keycaps. Some of those, right? They'd be molded on.
Molded on.
You know.
The plastic keycaps just press on.
Yeah,
Do they?
you just lever them off.
Yeah. And like I picked up it's actually a Brother Webster, and I was typing on it, and the keycap just came right off in my hand.
Yeah.
I've got a Smith Corona that's got an interchangeable typeface on where the one key would be.
Yep. Yes. Yep. This one does too.
I've got the one key, but I don't have the slug for it.
Oh.
Yeah, they came off pretty easy. Those interchangeable ones, they just kind of, you tip them back and pull them off, and it's really easy to take them off and on.
You can find them on eBay once in a while.
Yeah, there's a lot on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Smith Corona Classic 12 with the two outside interchangeable keys, and I got the happy face, sad face for one, and the pi over degree for the other one. And so I'm able to type sentences like, today it was cold and snowing, sad face, but my wife made me shepherd's pie, which tastes really good.
Happy face.
Yes.
You got typewriter emojis?
Yeah, and because the temperature was only 4 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
I've got a machine that's got the happy face and the sad face on it too.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Wow. And
I guess
Ted
we
is
can-
digging for something.
Oh,
You can
putting
still
away
type
something.
them
Oh.
the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And Sean is phoning somebody.
Yeah.
My
Old
mom
handset.
called and the ring's loud, so yeah.
Oh.
A big old Northern Electric phone, but it rings really, really loud. So I don't. Hopefully, it drowned it out when it rang with you guys.
We like your hat, by the way.
That's my Sunday
Oh, yeah.
smoking hat. The only thing I don't have is a silk smoking jacket yet. I'm working on that.
It looks like the hat from the guy in Coming to America.
Actually, it's like Gandalf's hat
Right.
from, or not Gandalf, Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Dumbledore.
It looks like there should be a secret handshake when you're wearing that hat or something.
Joe, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Your video about, because I'm still trying to work on this Sterling, the Smith Corona Sterling skipping issue.
Yeah.
So I went and revisited that. The main screw of that thing that rocks, I forget the name.
Yeah. The escapement rocker.
Escapement rocker. Okay. So I tried working with that, and I noticed just a little bit of tension, a little bit of turn changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
I was working with that, but I have a question about the nut you were talking about.
Yeah.
There's a nut next to it that's black. Okay. Are you talking about the one that's behind the screw, or are you talking about the one that's next to it?
I think it's the one that holds the screw in place, if I
In the
remember
back.
right. Yeah.
Okay. And you can't get to that right.
Yeah, it's not easy to.
No, see,
the thing that really helped me was getting the service manual from Tad Monk. Yeah, because the Smith Corona procedure goes through the entire alignment of the escapement. Just follow it step by step. There's some of the parts of the steps involve reforming and bending things. So yeah, you have to do it in a certain order, and it usually comes out pretty good. At least it's accessible on those Smith Coronas, right? There's a lot of other typewriter brands. The escapement is kind of buried.
Yeah,
like
the Royal.
Olivetti Letteras or the Royals, you know.
Yeah. I mean, because my roll started skipping a bit, and I was hurt about that because I can't get to it. And so what I did was just adjust my typing. I just so I just adjust my typing, and now if I type light, it won't skip. I just have to adjust it.
Yeah.
Right.
Every typewriter is a little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm going to sign off now because my friend Richard's coming over, and we're going to go have tacos for breakfast.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joe.
Enjoy your tacos.
Well, it's good seeing everybody, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey, take care.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thank
Joe.
you. Bye. Yep.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right.
What's
So
in the
Brian
box?
wants to play What's in the Box.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you saw it there earlier. He had it sitting there for a while, but it's a wooden box.
I'm going to guess a typewriter.
Yeah, give us a, there we go. There we go. It's
Oh.
almost like a trunk, really.
I'm going to say it's a field surveying kit.
If it's a typewriter, it's upside down.
Well, I know, huh? Well, we know Koa's not in the box, so
It's got to be something military, maybe.
kind of looks like
Well, it's a modern box, so I'm going to guess it's a custom box for a specific typewriter
Oh, okay.
because it's typewriter sized.
Yeah.
A big standard.
All right, let's take a
Oh,
look.
here comes the reveal.
Drum roll. As we all hold our breath and gasp collectively. Oh.
Somebody's
It's
sharpied up the lid.
empty.
It's a box.
box.
That was the guess.
Isn't a golden light supposed to come out of it?
Only if it's Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Or is this Pandora's box? Oh no. We can't go back.
Oh, look, it's a
Oh.
Futura.
Ah, Futura.
Wow.
That's funny.
Someone made a custom box for that. That's awesome. Or maybe the box was for something else, but
Well,
Probably.
That is a
Typewriter,
very
wow.
small machine for a very
Oh.
big box.
I know, huh?
Okay, so that would have been machinist tools.
Ah, okay.
oh, it was originally for something else, but yeah.
That's quite a nice box, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just need to
Detailed
put some
and
padding in
everything.
there for it.
My first precision measuring tool was a Mitutoyo vernier caliper that I bought back in '76, I want to say.
Did it come in a
No,
box
sir.
that big?
No,
Oh,
no, it just came in a plastic brown leatherette case.
pleather.
Yeah.
Pleather.
Ah, very
Mitsukoyo.
interesting.
Well, speaking of custom boxes, I might have
Yeah.
to pull up one and see if you guys, well, nobody's going to guess, but
We
I
can
found
try.
I actually had a typewriter without a case come in, and I had bought a Gator case, which is one of those big equipment cases, like that lock up and
Okay.
everything, and it fits perfectly. So
Wow.
I have to show that off.
Yeah.
Kind of a neat thing. Let me grab it real quick.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for Ted, well, I guess he's back already.
Go quickly, hurry,
So
hurry.
it's this.
Yeah.
Put on my headset again, and you it's got these turnkey latches.
Wow.
That's
quite
a heavy
it.
duty box.
Actually fits perfectly
Oh,
inside
my
the
Lord.
case.
Oh, wow.
With padding and everything.
Wow.
So I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
'Cause that saved me from having to make one.
And is that a Royal Diana or what is it?
That's an administrator. So yeah, it's a Royal Diana, but the large
Okay.
carriage one.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a heavy duty case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For a heavy duty machine.
Excellent.
From a distance, it sort of looks like a torpedo.
They're similar in design as well, not mechanical design, but at least the outer shell design.
Mhm.
But they were made in the old Orga factory in Germany for a long time, and then production was moved to Holland by Royal, and they made them for a little while there, and then they made something called, let's see, it wasn't a Comet, but I think the last gasp of that design was in the mid to late 60s. And it's actually a really good design. The mechanics of it, if you take the carriage off, all of the escapement and backspace and all the mechanics are actually in the carriage. And so when you pull the carriage off, all you have left is basically the key levers and the motion and on feet adjustment. Everything else is inside the carriage.
Wow.
And it's pretty easy to work on. It makes it really easy to work on because you can just get in there and fix anything you need.
Nice.
But
talk about adjusting escapements and all the rest, all stuff like that. When I got my first repair book on typewriters, I was surprised as to how similar the adjustment process was to when you're adjusting the knotters on a small square baler. You start with one datum point and then everything else adjusts from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the neat things about typewriter adjustment is you really want to start at the beginning and make sure that you make sure you're on feet, make sure you're ringing cylinders right, and then you go and adjust everything else.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you have one of those first things out of whack, everything else you do is just going to make it even further out of whack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the future of working on typewriters is really to be a escapement expert, because the low-hanging fruit of fairly good working units, that's got to come to an end at some point, and then people are going to have probably escapement problems they don't know how to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
And right now, maybe people junk them if the escapement's bad, but I think fixing escapements probably is more possible than generally thought, I think.
Not hard at all, really, unless you got a broken piece.
Like the gear.
Unless your gear wheel's broken or your teeth are missing.
Right.
It's actually really a pretty easy task to figure out.
It's usually just adjustments with screws or bending, depending on the brand.
Well, and sometimes it's getting to it.
Yeah.
They can be buried pretty far. Yeah.
I had to take this off my Royal that's out in the garage, so I'm learning.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got a painter and then put this back on somehow. So I got to get what he's talking about, a book on how to do this. And then I got my little pieces taped on here. So
Nice.
I'm trying.
Yeah, very good.
Love how we all sort of become typewriter repair people.
I have to.
You have to.
Where I'm at anyway, because it's 3 hours to the real typewriter people,
Exactly.
3 hours to them.
Wow. Fortunately, I have Bob here in Riverside now, so
yeah. And that's becoming even more common. Is a lot of people are taking it up and learning it really well. You got a lot of young kids doing it. And, the amount of shops we have now is higher than what we had before.
Exactly.
Like 10 years ago, the amount of shops was going down, and there was not any indication that it was going to go up again. And that has changed a lot in the past 5-6 years.
I think there's a lot to that. Obviously, I've learned to get real creative. I had a customer. She lives in a neighboring town, and she just came up and said, well, I was looking for a repair guy and I found you, and this was my mother's, but it's an Underwood, it's an Olive, it's a 1927 Underwood portable, and it's missing some parts. And I'm like, well, I can get this going and that going, but I'm missing this and I'm missing that. So I'm going to put out later, I'm missing like the caps, and I'm missing the caps that screw on because they're female, not male, to hold the spools on, for example. And I'm missing one, not two. I'm missing one. And then I need metal spools. And then I've conveniently sold my last set last month. So, what do you do for all this kind of stuff? She was very understanding, like whatever you can do. If I can only get plastic spools, that's okay. If not, take my money. So it is real nice. And I can just explain to people that we can't get these parts. So we have to kind of make things work.
Make sure that you try the Facebook maintenance and parts tradings group, because
they're great.
You can often get a lot of parts from other mechanics that have their rooms full of parts machines. So it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I did take pictures of everything Bill has in his back two rooms, so I could just ask him, "Hey, go to this shop." No, I'm just kidding. No, it's a good idea. No, you're right. I need to post that up today and see if anybody can assist me as such. Because the stuff gets real fun. And I suspect in the future, whoever comes up with an extremely professional way to move typewriter parts might do okay. But I think the Facebook group does well for now. So
there is actually a project, a secret project that I know about.
Not secret anymore.
That a certain someone is working on. It's not me, but I know about it. And
you're helping.
In the future, that may become available, where you have a website where you can actually look up the specific part, have a catalog picture of that part, know what it's called, and be able to find people who have that part.
Wow.
That is a very ambitious project that I know a young fellow is working on.
Wow.
But I also, because I've got this 3-bank Underwood that I need a ribbon lifter thing mechanism for, and I put it on Typewriter Talk, but no dice. So I don't know if people really go to Typewriter. I'm not on the Facebook, so.
Oh yeah.
That's a limitation.
I think a lot of it probably has transitioned to Facebook.
So is Typewriter Talk a website?
Typewriter Talk is a forum group. And it's the old style forums.
Okay.
And it's not really connected to any kind of social media. So
okay.
If you look it up, Typewriter Talk, I forget what the URL is.
It's like those old RSS news feed.
If you look in the back of your Typewriter Repair Bible, the resources section, the URL is on that last page.
Okay.
Is that the one, Ted, where there's a guy named Uwe?
Yes.
That always posts? Okay, because when I'm looking for stuff, because he always posts like to everything, and he seems like a super smart secret guy who lives in a missile silo somewhere.
Yeah, that's his baby, and he's really involved in that. So,
so I believe it's typewriter.boardhost.com.
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. Yep. Yeah. I made a couple posts on there, but then it things were much more active on Facebook, and so I just kind of gravitate towards that.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's just convenient. Rather than
there was talk of the devil earlier, right? Yeah. We went over this already.
Well, we could solve the problem by all of us just quitting Facebook and going over to Typewriter Talk.
Yeah.
Then it would be busy.
See, I have nothing against Facebook. I love Facebook. I have no complaints about it. So yeah. I think I'm in a minority about that, but I think it just has so much good to offer that it completely outweighs anything negative. So that's just me.
Oh, depends on how you use it. Like
Yeah, it does. It does. Yep.
Depends on how it uses you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I agree with
too.
Bob there.
Yeah, no, it is rare, and I think it's all give and take. Obviously, I work for the government. Everybody knows who I am. You could look up my name and see how much money I made last year. So I'm a pretty public person in that regard. But I know some people don't like to be that public. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm a Facebook vegan.
By the way,
So
Bob
no
is
meat
not
there.
my name.
Sorry, Bob. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, adding on to Sean's story, does anybody know how to get cigarette smell out of a typewriter?
Oh, that's a good one right there, because one of mine came in recently, smelled just like a cigarette.
Yeah, I gave one to my
Gross.
favorite waiter, wanted a typewriter, and I got a SM9, and it was beautiful, but it smelled like cigarette smoke. I poured cologne all over, and that just made it smell like smoky cigarette. It was awful.
Like after a long night out at the night club.
There you go.
Well,
Oh, look at that.
I've been using these lately. You can get these.
Yeah, it's asking.
I don't know. I've been wondering if I should sell these, but these are smell rid, and I understand the cigarette smoke thing because I am a smoker. Obviously, I'm out in my shop right now, and my shop is wide open. There's a huge breeze, so I don't. But anyways, these are just the little packets. One specifically, I got off eBay. Let me get the size. You can see they don't scratch the surface of the typer. So anyways, anytime I'm done working on a machine or I've worked on a machine, I just throw it in there just in case. And I've never had any complaints.
Yeah.
That being said, I've probably only repaired 40 or 50 machines for actual customers, right? So, but regardless, it's a smeller, reusable. I'm trying to find the size. They'll have the size, and I think I pay $18 for a bag of 30 or 40. But anyways, this is I think this is a medium-sized bag. Darn it. I wish it doesn't have any numbers on it. This is great.
It's kind of funny because we have the smoke drifting up in the background.
Right. Right. And that's funny. I work hard on, well, I can only smoke if all the cases are closed and away from me. Whatever. I mean, I get it. And I'm the first one to scream and complain if my neighbors try to smoke pot in the backyard. I'm like, you guys stink. They're like, Bob, you've stunk for years. Shut up. Oh, what do you do? I mean, I know it's all. I grew up in a good Catholic family, though, and I rebelled by not smoking menthols like my mom, right? So what do you do? Yeah, these smell rids, these are charcoal. They're activated charcoal air purifiers. Do not eat. Keep away from children.
Good to know.
Odor.com is there.
All right.
No, they're specifically charcoal, and they work real well. And I've put them in cases, and it's probably gotten rid of 90% of the musty case smell. You still might get a bit of it if you sniff at it real good. And obviously, I always have, I have someone else around me check these things. But some people love the old smell of typewriters. What do you do? Anyways, this has worked for me. Yeah, smell rid. Again, I get them on eBay. They're shipped to me. Anywho, and I've always thought like, well, it'd be great to sell, but how would you sell these? Or how would you resell these?
Yeah.
Would you sell 10 of them at a time to make shipping worth it? I mean, what do you do? But yeah, this is the size, and boy,
Awesome.
I wish they had the size listed. I have it in my eBay queue, but anywho, that's what
Very
works
cool.
for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the best way to get rid of the smell is to clean it,
Yeah.
a lot. And, if it's got
Wash.
felt on the inside,
Yeah.
replace that.
Yeah.
And I really like for, hard surfaces, the wrinkled stuff, that scrubbing bubbles tip. I think that was that was William's suggestion, I think.
Oh yeah.
He is scrubbing bubbles, and it really does take the stuff off.
Yeah.
And you spray the scrubbing bubbles on, depending on the condition of the paint, the foam normally comes up white, but I've seen that foam come up brown instantly.
Yeah.
Let it soak for 30 seconds a minute. Give it a scrub with a soft bristle brush. Rinse it with the hot water as you can get out of your tap, and the cigarette smoke smell almost disappears from the outside of the typewriter.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's good stuff. You can also clean vinyl records with scrubbing bubbles.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
These are 15 gram. These are 15 gram packages. I just looked it up. 15.
Oh, okay.
Mini 15G. So that's what works well in the size of a typewriter case for me. So
All right.
And I'm not really. I've never had anybody bring it and say, but Gregory and I are pretty lucky living here in Southern California. I can set a case open in my backyard for 2 days and the sun will kill anything.
Yeah.
And the sun kills. Probably not as good as where Ted Monk is, but you know, yeah. So these are. So I buy 30 of them for $28, or 35 of them for $28.
Okay.
15G. Yeah. Smell rid, activated charcoal, smell and moisture absorbent. Anyways.
Good.
Cool.
I can think of a lot of things to do with smell read.
Yeah.
So I got something interesting maybe I could show, because I just got that paper that I mentioned that I ordered earlier.
Yeah.
And so this is the 28-pound HP paper, the laser jet paper. Actually, I have the package right here. Premium 28.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I just did, like I put it into the typewriter and looked at the imprint, and then I also wrote with a couple fountain pens on it to see how it took the paper, the pen, and it looks pretty good. There's like a little bit of show through, but not any more than what the typewriter did.
Yeah.
Even with a flex pen, there's a little bit of feathering with the flex pen, and maybe like a little bit of spread with the others, but overall it looks pretty good. And I mean, this the flex pen was this Santini Italia Libra, which is a really wet pen, so I'm not surprised that there's a little bit of feathering, but it didn't go through to the back, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
And then I also tried the blank Rhodia paper in the typewriter, and it worked pretty well too. It's got a pretty nice imprint. I don't know if because it's smooth, if it'll have problems feeding through like as I'm typing, so I'll have to report back to you on that one. But
yeah,
as of right now, with my preliminary tests, I'm pretty happy. So
excellent. Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
So has anybody else here taken a look at Eric's photography work on his site? He got some beautiful pictures.
Thank you. I have to update my wedding portfolio because it's kind of it's I don't have any of the stuff from last year in there, but thank you.
I think I looked on there when we first met, but I haven't been on since, sadly.
What's it called?
So it's I'll put the website in the chat.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You guys want to see something I've been working on?
Yeah, definitely.
I've been working on, people had given me pictures and I'm making magnets, little typewriter magnets that you can put on.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've got lots of cute little magnets. They're not for sale yet, but they will be soon.
Oh, they'll be big sellers when you get them going, though.
And
'cause I
stickers,
could
I'll
use
have
a
stickers
pen.
of all of these also.
Very
Stickers.
nice.
Crafty.
Yeah. And one more thing, typewriter legends. You guys know I make these, right? So,
Yeah. And badges. Don't forget the badges.
Badges,
Like,
yes, the
plastic
badges also. Yep. The resin ones.
And stickers, I seem to remember.
Yeah, I got some stickers going right here. So
she's so crafty.
I just gotta make stuff.
Now I have to ask you, does the bird type?
On the computer he types, yeah.
Okay.
Not on a typewriter. He's not strong enough for the typewriter.
Oh.
Let me guess, he does hunt and peck.
Yes, definitely. Poop. He likes like poop on typewriters.
I'm sure, yeah.
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 So with the typewriter legends you held up, that's like for keytops, glass keytops, or what?
Yeah.
Are
It'd
they
be like for
vinyl?
replacing the legends underneath glass keys.
Okay, is that for a particular model, or do you do it by different
I
models?
do
Or just generic?
Mostly I do custom stuff for people. This is like for Royal. This is sort of a general Royal sheet, and it's got all the different options for the round Royals.
So are those punch out or cut out?
These are punch out.
Okay.
And then I'll show you, I'm doing some colorful keys for a
Ooh.
particular person.
Okay.
So it'll be like a color coded, like teaching typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
so-
Bantam.
Yeah. But custom colors, whatever you want.
Very nice.
Oh, good that they're punch out because I can't cut a circle to save my life.
Well, these, if I do a custom keyboard for you, I go ahead and cut them out. So you don't even have to, and I can do the glass, like plastic covers also.
Oh, that's really useful. Okay, that's really good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a laser cutter. I can cut acrylic, or I can cut thin plastic, like a laminate type of thing.
Oh, you're gonna cut it handy.
Yeah. And I like doing stuff like, and I'm cheap. So
Being cheap is good because it helps create new stuff.
Frugal.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I did a scan of my 3-bank because they were in such bad shape. I took them off and then scanned them, and my daughter is got can touch them up and kind of bring them back as original or whatever.
Right.
But it's kind of a laborious thing to.
It is. Yeah. And actually changing them out on the typewriter is the most time consuming part.
Yeah. It seems
me,
like
at
with
least.
glass tops, you almost have to take them out because there's just so much gunk.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed on some of the glass keytop typewriters that the letters are almost brown as opposed to being white. I'm wondering if that's because the typewriter wasn't done clean like back in the 50s or whatever.
Very
And
likely. Yeah.
And
I think a lot of them get wet at some point, and it kind
Yeah.
of damages the paper underneath.
Mhm.
Because it is
Yeah,
just
I think-
paper and cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you don't clean those, you destroy them. I mean, I think it's just people spraying them or something, and you get water stains.
Now the ones you're making, are they plastic? Are they vinyl or are they cardboard?
It's usually cardstock, and then I could
Okay.
either laminate them or I could cut out a little plastic circle to put on top. So
Okay.
it kind of depends on the typewriter and what you have, what the typewriter has right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why it's all custom, because it kind of depends on, is it a Corona? Is it a Royal? I've done like an Aristocrat and Imperial 50, and the old ones I like to do because that's really fun.
Wow. That's
Groovy.
very. And then you have Ted making feet.
Well, I'm hoping everybody makes feet.
I know, huh? You're trying
That's
to
kind of what I was shooting for.
Yeah.
Everybody needs feet, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
I think you need to do another YouTube video or two to get us there.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You didn't like the ones I already did?
Don't have any place to do it.
That's still like
That's because I don't do voiceovers.
Everybody knows that your typewriter needs to be on feet.
Yep.
Sometimes you can make feet with alternative materials.
You guys saw the monster feet that Paul Harker made for me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, those are
Those are
great.
awesome. I love them.
They're
I want to do a whole monster themed typewriter. I think that would be so cool, like the animal keyboard, but monsters.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh man, that's great. Yeah.
Well, getting back to the feet, you never did how to make the mold, right?
Yeah, there's a video. Let's see.
Is there?
Let me throw up that blog post. It has both the videos on it. Yeah, I did the mold
I
one
saw
before
the
I did
one
the
where
pouring.
you filled the mold and then, all of that, but
Yeah, there is.
first you have to make the mold.
Let's see. Yeah, I did the casting before I did the mold one. So number 0.5 is the actual casting, and 0.6 is actually making the mold, which is backwards. But if you check this
I missed
post, both of those videos are linked down there. So
cool.
Feel free to enjoy.
And I've been saving the chat, so that'll be in the newsletter. I still need to do the newsletter for last week or the post. I'm actually putting them in post now, so it's okay that I didn't send out a newsletter. Yeah, when I'm on YouTube, and especially when I'm hoping that someone is going to explain something, I'll turn on a video, and they'll be showing it, and so I'm waiting for them to speak, and I'm waiting for them to speak, and I'm like, they're not speaking.
Yeah, I do that. I don't really talk during my videos because I don't talk when I'm normally just doing stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't even think about it. It's like, oh, I'm thinking in my head what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible video maker.
But
You're
you
a
make great
terrible
feed.
actor. Well, maybe do a voiceover afterwards. Because yeah, it's hard to do two things
That's
at once.
work.
Yeah. So someone can volunteer to do the voiceovers for him.
Someone with a really sexy voice. And this is the feed as we make them in the mold, and then you pour it in the mold.
Press them gently into the mold.
Yes.
Heat up the mold.
Don't use the
slowly.
computer robotic voice. Nobody likes those.
Oh man.
I'm just trying to figure out how to make a video. It's like I've been trying to figure out how to make videos with my Nikon D850.
That's harder than it looks, for sure.
Just use your phone. That's what
My phone is so old,
editing.
it's not funny.
How old is it? Oh, it wasn't a joke.
It's
Okay,
a
gotcha.
Galaxy S7.
I thought you
Oh,
just got a new
that's-
phone, Diane.
No, I got a new laptop.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, my other laptop, the camera would work on. I'm actually looking at you through the camera on the laptop. So
okay.
I'm not doing the
Progress.
iPad today. I wanted to give this a shot.
I think Ted is playing a game.
I wanted to see if I could do game streaming on here, but
Of course you can.
last time I tried this, my power supply died
Oh, okay.
because it's a lot to ask the graphics card to do all this.
What are you playing?
Exactly.
Star Wars
It's
Online?
an old game called Rift.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Everybody says, oh yeah, yeah.
Let's go to the city.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Oh, it's a classic.
Oh.
Classic on what? The PC or?
Yeah.
Well, I'm running it in Linux, but
Oh.
It originated as a
Uh,
PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I played
normally a
Doom
PC
and
game.
Unreal, so
There's a video that just came out. There's a guy on YouTube. This does not compute, where he did a video showing that you can play Doom on this kitchen appliance.
yeah, I just saw
Oh
that.
wow.
on a what? A kitchen appliance?
Well, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like a
It's
commercial.
an order taking device. Yeah.
Yeah.
A what device?
It's
it's
Get
a, like a
restaurants?
little
what
bar that
restaurants would
has.
use to
Yeah.
put the orders in.
Oh.
So it's like a point of service kind of thing.
I still didn't catch it because multiple people were saying it at the same time. So
So it's a device that restaurants would use to take orders and put it like into the system for the kitchen to make. So it's like it's like a glorified kitchen appliance, I guess. But basically, people have figured out that you can run Doom on it.
interesting.
If it runs DOS, it runs Doom.
Oh man, that is funny. While we're almost at the end of the last half hour. Did anybody else have a typing prompt? I think we got everyone, but
I do. It's I always do them at the last minute. Though,
I know.
while we're And so I kind of messed up on the first one. I put with a typewriter in the back seat, you know, it's supposed to be passenger seat, right?
That's fine.
With a typewriter in the back seat, I was on the road to my boyfriend's home 10 minutes away. It was the first time in my life that I packed a typewriter and a little writer's kit to type outside home. It was the height of the pandemic and both our jobs put us at risk. So we donned our face masks as he greeted me at the door. The smells of spicy roasted chicken and vegetables and banana cake made my mouth water immediately. He always cooks for us on Sundays while we hang out and work on weekend projects. Usually him in the vegetable garden and me with the sewing or knitting pattern. This time though, I brought a typewriter. I had just refurbished a cream colored Brother JP1 from Sears. We pored over it together, fascinated by how new it still looked and how well it worked. I typed him a little love note that still sits front and center by the kitchen table today. He gets as excited as I do over my hobbies and often helps me with the more complex tools that I don't have. It's wonderful to be with a supportive partner who gets my obsessions, because if I had to choose between him or the machines, then goodbye boyfriend, hello typewriter collection.
Very good.
And then
That
I
is such
typed
a
a
good
second
boyfriend.
one. But wait, there's more. I typed two.
Oh, excellent.
Wait, there's more.
With a typewriter in the passenger seat, I was on the road to work. The stop and go of rush hour traffic tempted me to pull out the machine and type in my lap, but I wisely resisted. Every day this school year, I bring a typewriter to work. I've only typed a handful of times, a few forms and some reflections of teaching during a pandemic. Only one student expressed interest, while everyone else just gives a quick glance before turning to their computers and smartphones. They have no idea that while they're balancing chemical equations, I am silently planning ways to convert the younger generation into typewriter people.
Sneaky.
Yeah,
Excellent.
sneaky. How do we get the younger generation interested? I don't know.
Yes, yes.
It's
My
just
daughter
great. Just get all kinds of typewriters. Yeah.
Yeah, she finds it
I think
satisfying.
writers though.
Yeah.
And then I have a little show and tell. My
Oh, okay.
first, one of the latest typewriters I got came with the correction tabs, and it's full. They're new.
Nice.
There's a couple of them
Oh,
used,
yeah.
but
Score.
several of them are brand new. So it's my first time actually using these things, and I love them. I
They're
want
so awesome,
to
aren't
only because before I've been using liquid paper, which is
Me
not
too.
bad if you
But
thin it
that's
out.
terrible.
But this is so much better.
Yeah, I
Of course,
got
with colored paper, I think it would work still on even lightly colored paper. But these correction tabs, and you can still buy these new from FJA products. They
Oh, yeah,
sell
really?
the tabs and sheet, which you have to cut or break apart, but they're the same substance or whatever, the film.
May, I got one
These
of
are
these,
great.
which is useful too. So that's the tape eraser, the Dixon whatever, and it's got the same sort of thing. And then you just stick it in the same way, but it just comes in a roll.
Nice.
Wow.
And it's good too. Like I've got
that's-
both, and I like both. Just depends on what. But then you can stick it on, and it sort of sits on
It's
top
the
of your
same
flat.
type of.
Now,
It's the same type of
Sean,
material.
what
Yeah.
I do with that,
Oh, right.
what I've done is I take about a 3-inch strip of that and stick the back of that to a piece of packing tape
Oh,
to
yeah,
give it
okay.
some
So you can
to
hold it down
rigidity.
there.
Oh, hang on.
I got this
Maybe.
one. It's like a matchbook.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got lucky one time and I scored like 20 packs of these on eBay.
Ooh.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Don't let
I
the,
scored a
don't
whole
let the
box.
cops. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, you guys talk about correction tape like drugs, man.
Hey, I got a dime bag.
I finally tried it for the first time. I'm hooked.
Pretty much.
This is the good stuff.
That's right.
This is the good stuff.
Yeah, this is vintage too.
So this is going to be a weird connection, but I promise you there is a connection. So one of my favorite bands is the Monkees, And
oh yeah.
The main member of the Monkees is Michael Nesmith, and his mother invented liquid paper.
Oh, that's right. I did read that one.
Yes, she did.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess they really built up some wealth because of that. Even though you don't really see liquid paper anymore, it's the whiteout now. But I assume
There's two
whiteout
brands.
had to buy the formula or whatever from them. So
you start with this.
There you go.
Yeah.
And take some packing tape. Take a length of this and stick it to there. Now, if anybody receives one of my letters, it may look perfect, but I'm going to give a secret away. Hold it up to the light, and you can see every mistake.
Yeah, you can't tell that you've corrected with that stuff. You're right.
I think I was commenting on Bill's blog how his blog posts were just typed so perfectly. He said, "Well, the secret is the the little correct type
correction." Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Photoshop.
Yeah, I got a letter from Bill.
I correct mine on Photoshop if I'm ever posting anything online.
Yeah, that's what Ted
beautiful letter from Bill. And it looks perfect, but yeah, you're right. If you hold it up to the light, you can see where he made the little corrections and stuff. But so it was funny because I was saying I got the tabs around the same time I received the letter, and so it all connected together. So anyway, go ahead.
The thing is to view that sort of mistakes as adding personality to the letter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're not mistakes. No.
It gives the human
impressed
touch to it.
How well it looks. It does. But if you are the kind of person that must correct things, I think it's the best, the perfect way to correct this with these.
And then I was even able to once score a couple of packages of the samples of the different colors of this tape. So I have a canary, salmon, blue, green. Yeah, so you can type on different color paper and correct them.
Is it still available?
You can find it on eBay.
Yes.
I know the correct type made about 8 or 9 colors.
Oh wow.
And I've seen the Tip X.
Another thing to hunt down.
The TIPP-EX in canary, salmon, blue, and white.
Yeah, that sounds like hard drugs. That you're getting into there.
The blue pill or the pink
Maybe you've
pill?
gone over the edge.
I picked up this off of eBay. It is an advertisement for the the Smith Premier Typewriter let's see, what does it say? Trichrome machine, and so this is the ribbon colors that you would see on a Trichrome Smith Premier ribbons. So you have your black, your purple, and your red.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I was kind of on a Smith Premier stuff purchasing thing here in the last couple of weeks for some reason or other.
Because you can.
Well, because I saw them and I thought, well, gee, I'm kind of all things Smith Premier, so I'm going to pick up X, Y, or Z, and this is just kind of a cool little advertising pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't sharpen it though because it's of its strange shape, but I guess that's what a knife would be for.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So I picked up an IBM Selectric, and I can't find where I put them. But the person who it came from had 6 or 7 of those correct tape that was all like saran wrapped together. And then I also got, this is the real prize in it, all of these type balls.
Oh man.
So this is 2 deep in this one. And
nice.
And then also one of
type balls too.
One of these.
Oh, that's what I need.
Oh.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
So I almost think that the type balls are probably worth more than the Selectric itself.
Probably. Yeah.
And every now and then for the IBM Selectric, you can find those, I forget what they're called, but they're the same concept as a correct strip, but they're in red. So if you wanted to type in red, you'd hold that between the ribbon and the paper, hit your letters, then you'd highlight in red.
Oh yeah, because they didn't have the bichrome.
No.
Cool.
Now I do have blue, brown, green, and black ribbons for my wife's Selectric.
Wow. Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
I believe it's a 2. It does not have the corrector tape on it.
Okay.
It's actually an IBM Selectric 82 made in Canada.
Cool. Well, that was my latest typewriter, is the IBM Selectric, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet because it didn't have type balls or the elements on them. So yesterday, or no, I'm sorry, Friday, I got in the mail my first sets of type ball, or what are these called? Type elements?
Elements.
Type elements. So I bought a lot of 8, but I quickly learned that 2 of them are for the Selectric 3 because it's a different style. So I only have 6 now, but they're all different, and it's a good start. But one of them is broken on the connector. I don't know if it's fixable, like the connector is detached. So I thought, I don't know if you guys have messed with them, but can I remove the connector from one of the type balls that doesn't fit my machine and put it onto?
I think there's a way to fix that, and I can't remember where I saw that. It was like
I would like to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like to rig it up. But I'll look for it and I'll let you know, because I think I did that.
Yeah, I just haven't done all the research yet for electrics, but it's actually at my boyfriend's home right now in his workshop. Interesting story. When we met, because I was working for him many years ago, 21 years ago. We have sort of an Oprah Stedman, Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell type relationship. We've been together for 20 years, never got married. But anyway, he has a Selectric 2, a blue one, and we met because I started working for him and used his Selectric to type shipping labels and bills of lading, different forms and things like that. And so my birthday last year, he found a green Selectric. So now we have matching typewriters, a blue and green Selectric matching typewriter. So I've got to get it going. It works, but it's really dirty inside. There's no type balls, there's no ink. So it's a little project that I look forward to exploring. The Selectric, has a cult following almost. And there's probably good reason for that. And I'm about to find out.
The cult of Selectric.
Cult of Selectrics, yeah.
That's what actually got me into manual typewriters, because it was so noisy. I decided I'd rather do without the motor.
That's when you put in headphones with some music or something.
Yeah. I like manuals.
But
I mean, I still have this.
I don't mind the sound of a typewriter. I don't mind the sound of my own typewriter, but somebody else's typewriter might annoy me. Right?
Yeah. Well, once you get the Selectric working, report back, because
I will. It might take a while. This is definitely a new adventure for me, but I look forward to it. And it's nice because I have a working one, that's I can compare to. So in working on typewriters, that's very helpful when you have a working functional example to compare. So
well, Phoenix Typewriters got it all that you need.
Yes. Yeah.
His videos will take you right through everything.
Yeah. I had joined the golf ball typewriter shop or something like that Facebook group. So I've been gleaning some info from there, but it takes time. So I'm not fully there yet, but it's another project that I look forward to working on. So,
Yeah.
of course, we'll share. You guys will be the first to know.
Yeah, those electrics, they're really
They're different.
getting up there in price now. So
Well, if they're working, yes, I can see why. If
I've
they're
heard-
dead, then they're worthless, right?
yeah, I've heard that they don't ship very well also. I don't know how
Yeah,
true.
that's well, they had special packing things in them, brand new. And unless you kept them and replaced them when shipping, yeah, things are gonna kind of rattle around. It's
Yeah.
for most machines.
That would be a machine I would recommend not to buy off of Shop eBay.
Yes,
I
agree.
ordered one from them and
Yeah.
ended up returning it because it came and it was just
sad.
Got one that I
mine was
just
local. So I was
just
lucky.
picked up a few weeks ago. Kirk Jackson sent me a link for it. The guy was going to throw it away, and it's a 25th anniversary IBM. I haven't even got it out and played with it yet, so I don't know. But I'll probably give it to Kirk next time I see him, since he was the one who pointed me to it. But
I got mine because I was going to buy it for $25 off of Craigslist. And I got there and the guy said, it doesn't work. And I said, well, are you going to throw it away? I'll take it. And he said, sure, take it. So.
Yeah. I think Ted's game probably crashed or something because we lost Ted.
Oh yeah, we lost Ted.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say
The
Selectrics
electric
particularly-
82 I got. Sorry, mate, carry on.
Yeah, you go ahead first.
This electric 82 I bought my wife. I paid $20 for it, but then Sean would know this. I took it to Brentwood Office for Government, and the fellow there did a wonderful job getting complete cleanup and service and tune up. It just works, slick as the whistle.
I wish he was close to me. Oh, I have to be my own. I was just going to say the Selectric's particularly sentimental to me because it was my grandmother's typewriter. She had a green Selectric too. And of course, I have to have the exact same typewriter that my grandmother did. And my boyfriend knew that, and he found it for me, so locally, just literally not even 2 miles away at an old office supply store that was closing down. And they liquidated everything, even their own office equipment. And he just happened to be at the right place at the right time and knew exactly what he was looking at, and he brought it to me. I'm so excited.
Wow.
So I have my grandmother's typewriter, but the only problem is, I wish I had it with me so I could show you the pictures, but the gauge on the front that shows the pitch, it's gone. Somebody ripped that off. So I was going to ask you guys, what is that made out of? Is it like a strip of metal, or is it plastic, or do you guys know what the gauge strip on the front of the Selectric is made out of? Because I'm going to have to replace it. So probably a donor machine if it's easy to do. If not, maybe make something to fit across the front.
Yeah,
yeah, it's more research I have to
Go
do. Or even
downstairs
if it's
and
not
try
even
to-
necessary, do I even need it?
Lynn is gonna
Work
look
it
for
out.
us.
It's metal.
Probably, it seems like if it was an IBM, it was probably a metal, like maybe aluminum strip
Yeah.
painted or something.
Let
That's
me
what I
know
can
which
see.
one you're missing, because I know the local repair shop has a bunch of IBM bodies. There's the outer case just sitting outside in the back of their building.
I'll take some pictures and post them. Like I said, the
Okay.
typewriter's not here. It's
Yeah, because
boyfriend's
maybe
shop,
that's
and-
something that they can just pull off and give me, and I can send to you.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that thing is gone from my typewriter.
You mean the top or the?
gauge thing is. Actually, no, I think yours is different from mine. Mine's a
Okay, mine's a 3.
The gauge thing is just, mine's a 2. So that similar gauge thing is just right above the keyboard on my typewriter, and it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of parts machines out there. If
Yeah.
I'm patient, I'll probably find a replacement. But yeah, they're great machines, and
It's all plastic.
what I hear, yours is plastic.
Like
Thank you.
this one here?
Well, thanks for
You
that.
want
Lynn.
while I'm down in the basement, you want to see my printing press real quick?
Yeah.
Ooh, see
May,
if I
is yours
can-
like this one here?
What?
Is yours like this one here, May?
I can't see. Yes, mine is like that one, except, yes, I think mine has two. It has 10 and 12. Mine has a,
Gotcha.
you can switch the,
Okay.
between 10 and 12. So
Like
yeah,
a-
from what I can tell in pictures of other typewriters, yeah, there's a strip. So what is that strip made out of? Can you tell? Is it
I
metal
think
or
it's
is
like
it?
black painted aluminum.
Okay.
Look at
Oh,
that.
look
Cool.
at that printing press. Wow. Is that an old, that's not a
They're an old
mimeograph.
offset?
That's an actual.
It's a,
printing
a
offset
Vandercook. Vandercook 3. So you
Oh my God.
Got sharp claws.
Really
kind of,
cool.
Oh,
put the
Nice.
paper
19.
here and then it turns over the.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's in excellent shape. Did you have the rubber redone, or is that just how it came?
Yeah, I got new rollers on it.
Oh,
I had to
nice.
fix it up pretty much.
Yeah.
It was whoops. It was in sort of sad shape.
Looks beautiful now.
Yeah. And that's some of my printing work.
Very cool.
I did some printmaking when I was in college. Actually, I was going to minor in printmaking and major in either graphic design or photography, but I ended up being too much work and I just ended up doing photography. But I enjoy printmaking.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very meditative if you can get into it, you know. It's
Has anyone seen any of the print press videos on TikTok?
No.
What? No.
So there's I want to say it's the Sacramento Museum. Memory is failing a little bit, but there's an older gentleman that volunteers running their printing press, and it's an old printing press from the 1800s. And they've got probably hundreds of videos of him talking about how modern sayings have come from, printers and things like that, of mind your P's and Q's, and I'm all out of sorts and things like that. So it's a neat, I don't know if you'd call it a channel, but it's a neat TikTok to watch.
Even the words like uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah. Yep.
Came from that.
So good way to spend some time doom scrolling.
So Lynn, what's your favorite method of printmaking? Like, what do you typically, what's your go-to?
well, I'm pretty much just letterpress.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by a lot of the other things, but I have no idea how they work.
Yeah.
Etching presses and stuff like that. I don't really understand it, but
yeah.
I just have a pretty limited amount of lead and enough other stuff to make things happen. You need a certain amount of equipment to really make it happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it's a lot like the typewriter community, in that there's a lot of older folks who are retired and have all the knowledge and are trying to pass it on to people, and so there's a lot of generosity out there. If you say, I just got a press and I'm starting out, they'll come and help you get going.
Nice.
So,
I was doing it. I really liked monotypes. I thought that was a lot of fun.
What is
well,
Sarah showing us here?
Uh-huh.
I think she doesn't have sound.
No sound.
Yeah.
How about now?
There we go. There we go. You're back.
I just turned my headset off.
Ah, okay.
This is a little teeny tiny 3D printed press.
Oh, wow.
And this is the press bed, and it makes. I've been doing. Sorry. I'm doing little tiny and typing on them.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And this press is from it's called the Open Press Project, and if you look them up, they're in Germany, and so I can do a lot of printing in this very small space, and they'll send you the press itself is like $100 or something, but they also have the files. If you want to print your own on a 3D press, it's free.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
So do you use photopolymer for those images?
So I've been using little scraps from those like little plastic cartons that salad comes in and stuff.
Mhm.
And when they send it with a little 3D printed handle around a skewer, and I've just been sort of scratching with that, but I just got some actual etching tools and plates. But I did a little tiny lino print on one of them, and I just got some plates to play with polymer plates. But people do a lot of like using milk cartons and Tetra Pak and stuff, because you only need like, a 2.5 inch piece. Of course, those don't last very long. You can only make a very short run, but the ink lasts forever. And you don't really need any tools. So it's very fun and easy thing to do at home. And I like the proportion of doing typing on them with that size of plate. It's kind of fun. I did learn to type on it first when I'm doing like an engraving kind of thing. Type on it first and then wet the paper overnight, and the typing doesn't run or anything. And then you have damp paper, because I didn't want to print on it and then run something that was printed through the typewriter in case it smeared or something. But
Wow. I'm going to have to look into that, because I've been thinking a lot about like letter presses and that kind of thing. Going back to high school, I was in graphics technology, and so we were using AB Dick 360s, which are offset presses, and I was one of the more advanced people, and so I would print things for the school district and that sort of thing. So I've had this interest in printing techniques for quite some time, but this is the first I've heard of this open what was it? Open
Press Project. I'll put it in the.
Yeah, so that's very, very cool.
So the thing, if you get it from them, they're I think I'm not sure if it's .org or .com. If you get it from them, they send it with a metal roller and metal screws, and there's some metal pieces there, and they send you a little tiny felt blanket with a little tiny press bed. But
really cool.
It's so amazing, because I buy some really fancy expensive paper, and I'm like, this will last me for a year because I can.
Wow.
And I just always enjoyed working small anyway, so it's just endlessly entertaining and just so simple. You just crank it through.
Yeah.
But and they have videos and stuff and there's a Facebook page for Open Press Project too. So as you can tell, I could talk about that forever. But yeah. Lynn, I'm very excited to see your Vandercook. My father was a printer, and he had a Washington press and a Vandercook. And yeah, he blew out both his arms with that Washington, but yeah.
Cool.
Mike, how are you?
I'm just fine.
Mikey.
Yeah, I have a archery thing I do on Sunday mornings, and so
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
times I won't be able to get in here.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we are near the end, but
Yeah, I saw you were still on, so I thought I'd just at least say
yeah,
hello.
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
I'm sorry I
anything-
missed the thing on printing presses, because I actually have an
Oh.
old pilot press downstairs, but which I haven't used in a while, but it's fun. It was fun when I used it.
See, we have another thread running through here, like something that is in common with us. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very
When you
cool.
think about it, you're impressing ink onto paper. That's all.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess they are tiny printing presses, right?
Yeah.
One at a time.
And if you think about it, the Gazette machine went right along with the typewriter. That's why you have the stencil cutting setting on your ribbon. So that's
True. Very true. Yep. Yep. Excellent. So, Mike, have you? Is there anything new in your world? Any new typewriters?
Yeah. I mean,
FP.
yeah, it's
nice.
Nice.
FPE. It's the Elite.
Elite. Yeah.
Which I didn't know when I got it. I'm not crazy about the small type, but and I didn't want another. I didn't want a full size machine, but it's only $25. So.
Oh wow, yeah, you can't pass it up.
No.
And it works well.
Yeah, actually, it does. It was dirty.
Yeah.
So I had to spend yesterday afternoon cleaning it up, but it actually types really nicely. There had one little adjustment I had to make, and I'm still sort of fiddling with the spools because it didn't come with the royal spools. So,
Yeah.
the other royal I have has got the spools.
What royal spools do you need?
Well, there's the ones that
with the
have
open
the
top.
that have the things that little
Oh, the
tabs
little.
that poke out down the bottom. Yeah. And I
Oh.
mean, I've got a thing with paper clips in there that hold it right now, and I'm going to make something a little better, I think. But yeah.
I might have some. I'll look.
Okay.
They're in the garage. I'll look later, and I'll if I find them, I'll connect with you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. So that's all. I mean, I'm sort of leery to go out to any more antique shops now.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't buy the $50 Skyrider though. So.
Oh.
Well, it had a broken key, and it was and it looked like it was kind of gouged on top. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah. I did show this earlier.
Oh, nice.
The Skyrider I picked up, and I was pretty nervous about it because it ended up being the winning bid was, I think, $41 and maybe another $20 for shipping. So I was wondering, like, okay, why were people not bidding on this? But I think maybe they're just falling into disfavor. Maybe everybody's going for the Hermes and the Olympias and that sort of thing. So, but I did discover the feed roll on it has a flat spot. But other than that, it works beautifully. So, and I think Bob Marshall will be able to fix that for me. So,
yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what kept me from buying the other one, because I figured there's better ones out there.
Yeah. 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 For a while I had, I had a Royal FPE wide carriage. Oh my goodness. That thing was just a beast. I ended up giving that to Bob Marshall, and then I won a regular carriage one, because even without a wide carriage, it's a large typewriter.
That really is big, yeah.
Yeah, the wide carriage
fit on the roll top if I ever clean it off. So.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take over.
No, you're always welcome to join us.
Y'all take turns taking over.
Yeah. Well, did anybody else have anything they wanna show or talk about, or questions or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got one more question. I've got a Skyrider that the rabbit ears are broken off of. Is there any way to fix that, or not worth it, or
Huh.
the rabbit ears? They're just broken.
Yeah. Interesting.
How are they broken off? Like, are they snapped or?
Let me zoom in on you here. There we go. Huh.
On the machine, they'd actually be like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering if I could
super glue
solder them back on there, or because I don't see how I'd be able to attach it otherwise.
Is the metal itself broken, or is it rivet broken?
Yeah, it is. The rough piece right here.
Oh.
Where it was attached.
Yep.
Just glue it.
Um,
Gorilla glue.
Duct tape.
Duct tape.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah, maybe you could solder it.
That was my concern with the glue, was that there's just not enough space
Yeah.
area for that to attach to.
You'd almost have to put another piece of metal in there to
Right.
bolster it.
Right.
But then it might interfere with the rabbit ear function, so
Yeah.
might not fit.
One thought is, see if you can find a jeweler who has a laser welder for repairing jewelry. They may be able to do a laser weld along the brake line.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have seen some really, really fine welding done by a jeweler who has both a micro welder and a laser welder. I don't know how much it, I don't know how much it cost you, but
yeah.
or find someone who is really good with a TIG welder. Tungsten inert gas.
Interesting. All righty. Anyone else? Any last questions, comments?
No. Save some for next time.
All right. All right. So I guess we'll call it quits here. I'm glad you made it in, Mike, at the tail end here. And sometime you'll have to tell us about the archery, because that is an interest for me going back to my youth.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe next time we'll cover that when we have a little more time, hopefully. But
yeah, if it rains, I'll be here earlier.
Oh, okay. Let's hope for rain.
Yeah, might be next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. It's always wonderful
It's
to see
fun.
everybody and all the talks.
Always great.
We will see you next week.
Gregory. Have to wake up early.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.